Hello, everybody, and welcome to Greenville Lions football, the 6A Division II contest tonight between the Terrell Tigers and the Greenville Lions. The Tigers come in undefeated at 7-0, and they're coached by Marvin Sedbury Jr., a name that you're probably familiar with because his dad, Marvin Sedbury Sr., who happens to be his defensive coordinator now, was a very successful coach back in the 90s here at Greenville High School. Bentley, the Lions, on the other hand, are going to be a little bit shorthanded tonight.
Yeah, they really are. The Lions have 10 different players out, led by number 1, Bravion Colbert, number 3, Phoenix Rodriguez, as well as number 32, Isaac Balderas, who were all injured in last week's game. So in addition to those, they've got several other guys out, and they do have a healthy Armstrong Teeters tonight, but he is playing a little hobbled as well. So 10 players not playing and 1 that is, but isn't going to be 100%. So the Lions are definitely shorthanded, like you said.
Yeah, he's got a turf toe injury, and that's been bothering him for a couple of weeks.
Yeah. You know, turf toe sounds like it's not serious, but it is, especially if you see a picture, man. That is something that you do not want to mess with.
That's for sure. Well, the Tigers come in with a devastating rushing attack, having put up 444 yards last week against Ennis in a 61-28 victory. The leading rusher was Roderick Haddenrick Jr., who is a senior, and he put up 202 yards on 11 carries and scored 2 touchdowns. In addition to Hambrick Jr., Julian Ashley also had 2 TDs, 109 yards on 8 carries, and there were a couple other running backs that also put up touchdowns. Ashley also returned a kickoff for a touchdown, so I'm sure there's a lot of speed tonight, and I don't think we're going to see too much passing.
No, I don't think so at all. You know, their quarterback, Nolan Hall, is a junior, and he only attempted 4 passes last week. He completed 2 of them, so 50%, but they definitely prefer to stick to the ground. He's got a good receiver in Ryan Thomas, who they may try to use if Greenville's stepping up and blocking out the run game a little bit. But for the most part, I think we're going to see them keep it on the ground, as they used probably 6 or 7 different guys last week, and every single one of them was effective.
Right. Well, the Greenville High School honored their 1980 undefeated football team. We had several members of the team down on the field just a minute ago to be recognized. That team won 10 games, but they were not able to advance to the playoffs because of an ineligible player for 5 of those games. So, having beaten Plano, they still finished second in the district with a record of 5-2. Plano 6-1. Their only loss being to Greenville. So that was back then only one team went to the playoffs. Had it been, these days, they'd have advanced as a second seed and probably would have gone pretty far in the playoffs.
Yeah. Well, and it's funny we talk about that because you and I were talking before we went live about how that's just kind of crazy to me to think about the fact that Greenville used to be in the same district as Plano, because my whole life Plano's just been huge, and Greenville's a decent size, but definitely not the same, anywhere near the same size as Plano.
Yeah. Well, we, ironically enough, we had just moved over here from Plano. We went to that game, and we were just amazed at how good that Greenville team was.
Yeah.
Well, we've got Archer O'Neill down on the field, Bentley. Why don't we go down to Archer and see if he's got a guest for us?
Sounds good.
My name's Archer O'Neill, and I'm on the Greenville Lions sideline tonight as the Greenville Lions are taking on the Terrell Tigers in this 5A district matchup. The Lions have been hit hard by the injury bug this week, as we've got almost 10 players out from injury. So you'll be hearing a lot of new names and seeing a lot of new faces tonight. With that being said, let's get back up to Bob and Bentley in the booth for the starting lineups for the game.
All right, and after that word from Archer, we are going to get into some starting lineups here. So, looking a little bit different on the offensive front tonight, the Lions will be led by number 19, Jeremiah Freeman, a sophomore running back stepping up for the injured Phoenix Rodriguez. To his right in the backfield will be running back number 22, Montana McEwen. His wide receivers tonight will be number 4, Aiden Ray, number 20, Huck Jaco, and number 0, Pierre Dunn. H-back will be number 12, Ethan Brand, and the guys up front will be, at the center position, number 77, Levi Davenport, at the left guard, number 76, Nick Martin, At the right guard, number 75, Jalen Mayfield. At the left tackle, number 55, Julian Sixtos. And at right tackle, number 51, James Hamilton.
Okay, defensively for the Lions tonight, starting up front, number 72, Sergio Coronado will be at the left defensive end. LeGarren Savage wears number 70. He'll be the middle guard, and on his right be number 32, senior Makai McEwen. Cornerbacks will be Aiden Ray and Javian Bailey. 3 linebackers will be number 40, Jorge Aguilera, number 11, Zayden Armstrong Teeters, or Teeters Armstrong, we'll call him ZAT, and number 88, sophomore Cooper Roberts. And in the defensive secondary, the leader and captain, number 6, Devin Stroud. Montana McEwen will double as a star position, and Hut Jaco, who starts also as a receiver, will also start at the free safety position. So several guys starting both ways.
Yeah, definitely, and some different names that we don't necessarily see start. We saw Jaco go in last week towards the end of the game and get some playing time, but this is his first game starting at the varsity level. And then as we talked about before the game, number 75, Jalen Mayfield, a freshman, making his first start in the offensive line for us tonight.
You know, when I talked to Coach last week before the game, he said, we got 15-year-olds playing against 18-year-olds. And Mayfield's a perfect example. I mean, this kid just up from the JV, which, by the way, they had to dissolve the JV team. Freshman played Terrell real close last night, losing 20-17, but they lost their quarterback to a concussion, a kid by the name of Braden Samples, who Coach Collins is pretty high on.
Yeah.
So both teams have been through the run-throughs, and they're standing on the sidelines. I presume the Naval ROTC cadets are on the far side of the field at the 50-yard line, and they'll be presenting the colors here shortly. Terrell is wearing white jerseys tonight with red numerals and black pants. Greenville is all in red with white numerals and their red helmets. Got a beautiful night for football.
Yeah, we do. Stepped outside just a few minutes ago and it felt great. So why don't we go ahead and turn it over to the in-house announcer for a split second, and we'll be back after the national anthem. Bob, I don't know about you, but personally I can't think of a better way to get started on a Friday night.
I was listening to the drum band when I went downstairs for a minute, and they were really hitting it up pretty good, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah, Greenville always seems to have a really, really good drum line.
I didn't get the results of the coin toss, so we'll have it for you as soon as the teams go out onto the field.
Yeah, I don't think the captains have made it to the 50 yet.
That's probably why I haven't seen the coin toss.
I've got Greenville's captains here, still working on getting Terrell's, but for Greenville we've got number 5, Chris Whitus, number 18, Jamorion Hamilton, number 33, Makai McEwen, as well as number 77, Levi Davenport.
Well, Jamorion Hamilton, the senior, who really has been lost for the entire season, essentially, always out in street clothes with his troops, and unfortunately, he's joined by Whitus tonight, who really he's really going to be missed at the wide receiver position.
Yeah, for sure. Those are two guys that are big leaders on this team, as well as Rodriguez, and it speaks volumes that even though they're hurt, or in Hamilton's situation have been hurt for a while, they're still out there with their teams. So the captains for Terrell tonight are number 2, Roger Cambrick Jr., number 8, Caden Valentine, number 13, Ryan Thomas, and number 71, Christian Gordon.
Looks like Terrell is going to receive, so Greenville will be kicking off from the south end zone. They'll be moving from our right to our left, and they'll have the wind behind them when they get the ball, but Terrell, with the rushing game exclusively, they don't have to worry too much about the wind.
No, they really don't. As that isn't really going to help them or hinder them at all.
Nehemiah Figueroa is the kicker for Greenville, and we were watching him before the game, and he was kicking field goals from as far out as the 35-yard line, which makes it a 45-yard kick.
Yeah.
And he got plenty of practice, I'll tell you. He was kicking a bunch of them.
Yeah, he did, and they were looking pretty dang good.
He obviously is kind of rounding into form, although he doesn't get that many opportunities. He did have 2 successful placements last week against Corsicana. So we're ready to go. Figueroa approaches the ball. Cooper Roberts next to him on the inside. Raises his hand. And here comes the kick. It's a short kick. It's going to come down at about the 20-yard line. It's taken there by number 1. He's up the middle now. He's got some room to run. And he's tripped up. He keeps his feet. Still going at midfield. At the 40. Down at the 28-yard line of Greenville. Quite a return by number 1, Noah Lewis.
I believe that was number 16 for Greenville, Isaac Howard, a sophomore defensive back on the tackle there for Greenville.
Yeah, Howard made his first appearance in last week's game against Corsicana. He got quite a bit of playing time at the receiver position.
Yeah.
So great field position for Terrell to start the game at the Greenville 29-yard line after that wonderful return by Lewis. Noah Hall under center. One of the interesting things about Terrell is they do not go from the shotgun formation. Here's a pitch out. That looks like Ashley, and what a great play defensively by one of the Lions over there.
Yeah, it was number 22, Montana McEwen, on the tackle there for a loss, bringing up 2nd and 12 here for Terrell.
And that was Caden Dabney on the carry, number 11, if I'm not mistaken there. Bentley, did you get that number?
I did not, no, sir. And okay. I believe that brings up 2nd and 13 now.
Okay, Dabney wasn't the guy, one of the guys we were supposed to watch out for, but as Bentley mentioned, they got so many guys in their running back stable, they can. And here goes that's Dabney again around the right side. No, that's actually that is Ashley. So that was probably Ashley on the first carry as well.
Yeah, probably. So big run there by Ashley, taken down by number 4, Aiden Ray.
Go ahead. First down for Terrell. My eyes deceived me once again. Fakes a handoff. Ball rolling to his left. Has lots of room to run. He throws the ball, and it's incomplete. He could have run for a first down there.
Yeah, he could have. And a flag came in from the back judge there as they looked like they might motion that he was past the line of scrimmage when he threw it.
Yeah, and Coach Sedbury's having a word with Hall about, hey, man, just take that thing into the end zone. I think he could have made it.
I think he could have, too. He had lots of room. Definitely could have gotten the first down there.
So that might be an illegal forward pass. Was Hall beyond the line of scrimmage? We'll wait for the call. 10:40 remaining here in the first quarter of this one. Greenville comes in at 0-7. Once again, Terrell at 7-0, leading the district and looking pretty good to win it all.
Yeah, they definitely are. They beat what I would say is their stiffest competition so far. So I definitely think they're the favorites to win the division.
When you can beat a pretty good Ennis team 61-28, you know you got something pretty good going.
Yeah.
All right, so 2nd and 10. No penalty on the play, just the incomplete pass. Hand off to Hambrick Jr., and somebody's dragging him down after a short gain.
Yeah, that looked like number 40, Jorge Aguilera, on the tackle for Greenville.
All right, 2nd, we'll call it 7 for Terrell. Once again, the handoff this time to Ashley, and Ashley's into the end zone for a Terrell touchdown. Let's see if that stands up. No penalty on the play. Ashley is a sophomore running back. And you can tell he's pretty darn good.
Yeah, he is. You definitely wouldn't be able to guess that he was a sophomore based off how successful he is running the football.
So Ashley with a 12-yard touchdown run. Lining up for the PAT now is Juan Abundis. Kick is up, and it's good. Terrell with an early 7-0 lead with 10:17 remaining. Pretty quick, Bentley.
Yeah, it was. Greenville had a few flashes there on defense with the tackle for a loss and a few good plays there. So we'll see how they adjust next time we see the defense. But we're gonna get our first look here soon at this new look Greenville offense.
Well, early in the season, I think Coach Collins had greater expectations from his offense than from his defense, and obviously from the scores that we've seen in these first 7 games, the defense has got lots of room for improvement.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll see Jeremiah Freeman, the backup quarterback, also a sophomore, same class as Rodriguez, who suffered a mild separation of his throwing shoulder, but we did see him before the game, and he was throwing lightly with his dad in pregame warmups. So Freeman will be leading the offense, and he'll have McEwen in the backfield with him. And deep for Greenville, standing at the 20-yard line, now backing up.
It's number 8, DeKebrian Williams, as well as number 0, Pierre Dunn.
Williams is backing up to the 5. Abundis' kick is a short kick, and it's taken, fair caught at the 28-yard line by Aiden Ray. So that's where the Lions will set up shop. Let's see what Freeman can do against a pretty stingy Terrell defense.
Yeah, it's going to be good to see how they choose to tackle him, if they're going to lean into the run game a little bit more or try to get some of these new receivers involved early.
Terrell was led by number 4, O'Marin Miles, who had 12 tackles, 10 solos last week. Here's Freeman, takes a snap, looks to his right. He has a man, it's Ray, and Ray cannot bring it in at the 50-yard line.
Yeah, and you can see he's frustrated on that play as it was right there in his hands and unfortunately not able to come down with it. So that'll bring up 2nd and 10 for Greenville here.
Blake Van O'Brien on the coverage, but Ray certainly had an opportunity to bring that one in. 2nd and 10. Once again, ball spotted at the Greenville 29-yard line. Offsides, and then back is a Terrell defender, and it looks like they're going to go ahead and flag him.
He jumped way off sides there, so Greenville. False start on Greenville. So he jumped, but it was Greenville player who jumped first.
Yeah, he was drawn off sides by one of the big guys up front for Greenville, so that'll make it 2nd and 15. A little over 10 minutes remaining. Clock stopped on the penalty. Greenville trails by a touchdown. Jeremiah Freeman, sophomore quarterback, fakes a handoff, gives to his running back. Good room up front. Over right tackle for McEwen. He picks up about 3 yards.
Bring up 3rd and 12 here for the Lions.
Just a tough row to hoe when you got so many guys out with injuries. 3rd down, we'll call it 12. Freeman in the shotgun formation with fellow sophomore Montana McEwen in the backfield with him. Ethan Brand is the H-back. got one receiver to the right, two to the left. I'm sure they'll try to get somebody over the middle. Freeman has some time. He throws, he has a man, and once again, Aiden Ray unable to secure the catch.
Yeah, and you really got to hate that one, as that's going to bring up the punting situation for Greenville, and that would have been a first down and definitely more, and maybe a whole lot more, as there wasn't that many people in between him and the open field.
It's two really accurate throws by Freeman.
Yeah, and that's an improvement from what we saw last week. You know, he was kind of thrown into it last week, of course, but he wasn't the most accurate quarterback last week, but he's definitely grown and seems to be doing a lot better so far.
Yeah, a full week of practice has really helped Freeman. Let's see who's going to do the punting formation for Greenville. Kick is up. Now's a stoppage of play.
Yeah, so
go against Greenville.
Freeman took the punt. It was a low punt, and his knee hit the ground in the process. So that's going to give Terrell the ball here at the Greenville 12-yard line.
Yeah, it's a shame when you got to go down low to get the snap, and your knee hits the ground when you catch the ball. And wow, 12-yard line for Terrell. Talk about great starting field position. They started at the 29 in the first series. Now they're starting at the 12.
Yeah, it makes it hard for your defense to make good stands if they're starting way back in their own side of the field already.
Yeah, it's kind of a bummer as the guys go out to take their defensive spots. Here's a handoff up the middle and into the end zone for a touchdown. Second 12-yard touchdown run of the night. Might have been Hambrick Jr. that time.
It was, number 2.
So both Ashley and Hambrick get on the scoreboard early. 2 touchdowns apiece last week, and already 1 touchdown apiece for each one of them. Here's Abundis on the extra point attempt. Kick is up and good. Terrell 14, Greenville 0. We'll take a break after this message from GEUS.
I own an electric company.
I own a power plant.
I own an internet provider.
Because I'm the owner, real people answer my calls.
Since I'm the owner, I can walk right in and talk to people face to face.
As an owner, a technician comes to my house to make sure my internet problem is fixed right.
At GEUS, we treat you like you own the place because you do. GEUS, true local ownership.
And we're back here at TA Cotton Ford Stadium. Beautiful new turf field for Greenville, and just an absolutely gorgeous track. This is going to be a facility that can host district, regional, maybe even area track meets, and certainly some playoff football games for some of our area teams possibly this year.
Yeah, for sure. It's a beautiful facility, and nice to get to see the team play on it.
Big red G in the center of the field. Here's Abundis' kick. It bounces, gets past the receiver, and it's covered inside the 10-yard line by a Greenville. That's probably DeKebrian Williams.
It was.
You gotta catch that ball. You can't let it bounce. On a turf field, the ball's liable to do anything.
Yeah, it definitely is, and it's seems to never go the way you want it to go. It always goes the opposite.
Well, and Greenville has started with really poor field position as opposed to Terrell's really, really good field position. So the Lions set up shop at their own 9-yard line. So Freeman put at a disadvantage once again. He's got ZAT in the backfield with him this time around. See if Teeters can ignite the offense. Look for a run here, Bentley. And it is a handoff to Teeters. And he picks up maybe 3 or 4 yards, so positive yardage on first down.
Yeah, solid pickup there as he looks like he picked up, they're going to say 4, so bring up 2nd and 6, and that's really all you can ask for on a first down play is 3, 4, 5 yards, and he did his job right there.
Yeah, if they can do that twice more, they'll get themselves a first down and move those chains. Offsides against Terrell, and the party that was offsides got to Freeman quickly, and I think he might have handed the ball off, and big loss, but I think that's probably going to be a penalty against Terrell.
Yeah, it looked like they definitely jumped off sides there, and so thankfully that's not going to hurt them on the sack there, but they definitely did get to Freeman quick.
That's the same gentleman who jumped early on the first series of downs. All right, second, and we'll call it a yard for Greenville. Freeman looks over to the sidelines for the cards, signaling the next play. Brand is in the H-back formation. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Freeman fumbles the ball, but he's able to cover it before there's any further damage, but that's going to lose about 6 or 7 yards.
Yeah, it makes me kind of think that that Freeman and Armstrong Teeters maybe weren't in the same mind about where that was going, but luckily he was able to jump on it as Terrell was in the backfield quick.
Yeah, they pulled out one. I got it. You take it.
Bring up 3rd and 7 here for Greenville as Freeman gets a look at his offense here. He's got 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Takes a snap. He's looking to his right. He's rolling to his left now. He's keeping it. He decides to keep it himself. He's got a little bit of room, and he's got plenty there for a first down as he gets all the way out to about the 29-yard line there. So a pickup of about 12 yards or so.
A pretty good-looking athlete, actually.
Yeah, he is. Definitely can move the ball with his legs.
So that's the first conversion for the Greenville offense. Now they have some operating room at the point. We'll call it the 28-yard line. 1st and 10. And now it looks like we're going to have a timeout. Terrell. So we'll take a break, and we'll be back after this message from Greenville Electric Utility System.
When GEUS first brought electricity to Greenville, the world looked like this. Today, more than 130 years later, the world looks like this. Some things change over time, and some things stay the same. Competitive rates, reliable electricity, and hometown customer service. GEUS, delivering reliable electric service to our hometown for more than 130 years.
Bob Muty and Bentley Love back here at T.A. Cotton Ford Stadium, where the Lions trail 14-0. Archer O'Neill, who you got to see do the sideline report this morning or this afternoon before the game, is next to us, and he'll be running the free score system, keeping you folks up to date on down and distance. 1st and 10, Greenville, and movement, and that's going to cost the Lions 5 yards. Seemed like a couple guys moved, so that might have been on, the snapper didn't get the ball off when he was supposed to.
Could be, yeah. There was tons of movement and everybody pointing at the other team.
Everybody but the center.
Exactly. We'll bring up 1st and 15 here.
That's one of the funniest calls in professional football. When everybody moves and the center's just standing there over the ball. Everybody but the center. Here we go, 2nd and 15. I'm sorry, 1st and 15 now for Greenville. Jeremiah Freeman gives the handoff. This time it's Armstrong Teeters, and he picks up just maybe a yard and a half.
Yeah, they're going to give him a yard there as they bring up 2nd and 14 here for the Lions.
You can tell he's just not totally healthy. He just doesn't have the ability to cut.
He doesn't have that explosiveness that we're used to seeing from him.
Quite a football player, and he's really gutting it out for his team. 2nd, and we'll call it 14 for the Lions. Jeremiah Freeman, where's number 19, a sophomore quarterback. He's in the same class as Rodriguez, so there's going to be a healthy competition next year. Good pass that time, and there's an unnecessary hit right there. Surprised that wasn't flagged.
I am too. I guess they're going to just say that he hit him about the same time the ball was there, and they're not going to call a penalty there. But nonetheless, bring up 3rd and 14 after the incomplete pass to Jaco.
Yeah, Hut Jaco, he felt that one.
Yeah, he did. You can definitely tell he's a little shook up over there, but I think he'll be all right.
That was way after he missed the pass. 3rd down and 14 for the Lions. 3 pretty accurate throws from Freeman so far tonight. Just no success, no completions thus far. Let's see what he can do this time. Fakes a handoff, rolls to his right, little bubble screen to his right. Receiver has it, and he is pancaked by number 1, Noah Lewis. So that's going to bring up 4th down.
That was Pierre Dunn there, so got a little bit of yardage. We'll bring up 4th and 10 here as they needed 14 on the play. He got popped by number 1, and I'm not sure who it was, but as he got hit, there was another defender behind him, so he kind of got drove into a wall a little bit there. Driven into a wall.
That's 2 pretty big hits. One of them I thought should have been flagged. That one obviously a clean hit. Freeman in punt formation, standing at his own 8-yard line, hoping for a better snap, and he gets it. Gets the kick away. It's a low kick, and it's taken nicely. Picked it right up off the ground. Receiver is still going, breaks a couple of tackles. He's to the 40, the 30, cuts back, and he's got nothing but green turf on the way to the end zone.
And there is a penalty back here at the Terrell 33-yard line.
Well, let's see what the flag's about. I'm guessing that might have been Julian Ashley on the return, since he had a kickoff return for a touchdown last week. And trying to get the number. I see the 2. I just haven't been able to see the 1 yet.
Yeah, I believe you're right. I believe it is Julian Ashley.
And we'll see what the flag is. It looks like they're picking up the flag, so that touchdown will stand. So Ashley with a punt return this time for a touchdown with 5:42 remaining. Terrell goes up by 3 scores as we await the extra point attempt from Juan Abundis. We remember Abundis' name from last year, and he is a senior kicker, does both the punting and the placements. Haven't got the number on the holder, but the holder's an important part of this formula. He gets the kick down, or the pass down, and it's up and good. So Terrell with a quick 21-0 lead with 5:42 remaining here in the first quarter, Bentley. This is kind of like lightning struck.
Yeah, it is. Struck many times and real fast.
The only time we've been in Terrell territory was on the initial kickoff and then on that punt, both of which were returned for significant yardage. So,
and you see the return unit for Greenville talking it over with the coaches there as they're getting ready to go out and get another shot here on offense.
once again, Abundis will put the ball down at his 40-yard line. He wears number 17. He's kind of a tall drink of water. I'm guessing he's about 6'3", probably goes about 185 pounds. He's a pretty good kicker. He's going to move to the right hash. So he's been kicking to the far side of the field where Aiden Ray is currently stationed. Ray's standing at the 40 right now. Let's see if he and DeKeebre and Williams get their signals together this time and catch that ball in the air.
Yeah, for sure.
Ray moves back to the 30. Williams is at the 10, kind of deep to short kick, and Ray calls for a fair catch at the 25-yard line. So much better starting field position.
Yeah, for sure. So Greenville get it here, 75 yards to go to the end zone with 5 minutes and 42 seconds left on the clock here. We're going to get to see another look at Freeman, and hopefully we'll see him connect with the receiver here.
Yeah. Well, it hadn't been his fault that there hadn't been any completions.
No, he's been on the money several times.
I noticed we have some sponsor cards down there on the sidelines, big stand-ups, and got about 10 sponsors listed down there, so we appreciate everybody that's standing behind these Greenville Lions. All right, Freeman has Montana McEwen back, I think, in the backfield with him. That's number 80, switching to the left side. Howard is outside him. One receiver to the right. It looks like there's some confusion that Greenville's going to be forced to take a timeout.
Yeah, and that's the last thing you want to do here with over 5 minutes left to go in the first quarter and you're already down by 3 scores. You don't want to be taking timeouts this early.
Well, we'll take a timeout with them, and we'll be back after this message.
Through GEUS's Roundup program, you can make a big difference with just a few cents. When you join Roundup, your juice bill is rounded up to the nearest dollar. That's anywhere from 1 to 99 cents a month. Just spare change for you, but real help for someone else. Your donation helps support neighbors in need right here in our own community. You can choose to round up your monthly bill, make a recurring donation, or give a one-time contribution.
Bob Mutey and Bentley Love back here at TA Cotton Ford Stadium, where the Lions trail the Tigers of Terrell 21-0. Man in motion is McEwen. Rolling to his left is Freeman. He's going to keep it, and he's going to get some positive yardage. He bumped out of bounds close to the 30-yard line.
I got out to about the 29, it looked like there. Let's give him the 30, so pick up a 5 there. Bring up 2nd and 5 for this Greenville offense.
You know, the way he uses his legs, they might want to use him a little bit more often with in the running game. Maybe a quarterback draw occasionally. He was definitely in a scramble situation that time. Couldn't find a receiver, so he picks up the 5 yards on the ground. Takes a snap this time, hands to McEwen. No, he keeps it, and he's going to get another first down as he runs straight for the 40-yard line. Bumped out at the 39. Greenville first down.
Yeah. Moving the ball there. That was a good pickup there and bring up a fresh set of downs here. 1st and 10 from the Greenville 39-yard line.
And the key to that play was a great fake to McEwen, because the defense definitely went with number 22, leaving Freeman with lots of room to run. First down, Greenville, 39-yard line. Hands off to McEwen. McEwen has a couple of yards before he's buried by a couple of white-shirted Tigers.
Yeah, he got out to about the 41 there, so it'll be pick up a 2, bring up 2nd and 8 for the Lions.
I was a little bit concerned down there. They kind of twisted him down. I thought maybe they might have gotten his leg underneath him, but he's up and okay. Montana McEwen, the sophomore running back, kind of came on the scene in the backfield about 4 games into the season, and he's pretty much been a fixture, staying healthy. 2nd and 8. Fakes a handoff. Throw this time is low, intending once again for Ray.
Yeah, so bring up 3rd and 8 here for Greenville. And you're right, that's the last thing we need is Montana McEwen to get injured. Is they don't really have many other options at running back tonight.
No. And his brother, Mackay McEwen, and normally mans the defensive end spot, is in at the H-back position, giving Ethan Brand a blow. 3rd and 8 for Greenville, 4:51 remaining here in the first quarter. 21-0, Terrell leads early. Jeremiah Freeman, sophomore quarterback, takes a snap, looks to his right, drops back, has pretty good protection, throws downfield, has his man at the 40, at the 30, fumble by Hut Jaco, and I think the Lions might have been able to cover it. Another vicious hit by the secondary, pops the ball out, it goes back about 10 yards, but Jaco picks up the first down, and he gets a little help from, I don't know who recovered that.
That was number 19, Jeremiah Freeman, who got all the way down there, the quarterback, and jumped on that fumble. So he said, hey, I got the ball to you, and they crushed you on that play, but I am not going to let you turn it over there. So,
well, that's sophomore to sophomore. I'll tell you what, Freeman's making a statement tonight. He's had a game already here in the first quarter. First down, Greenville. Great throw, first completion, handoff to McEwen. He's trying to get the edge, and he's down inside the 35-yard line before he's popped out of bounds.
Yeah, we'll see where they put him. Looked like maybe the 31 or so, 32 they're going to call it. So 3 yards short of the first down, bring up 2nd and 7 for the Lions.
I tell you what, when the Tigers hit you on defense, they hit you.
Yeah, they do. They make sure you feel it.
There have really been some vicious tackles. Jaco comes out now, being replaced at the wide receiver spot. 2 receivers to the right. McEwen still in at the Montana at the running back, Mackay at the H-back formation. Handoff to Montana McEwen. He's got a first down.
Yeah, good pick up there of about 5 or so.
Brought down by, is that number 19?
I believe so. That would be
Lakevin O'Brien. He's been in on several tackles so far tonight. But once again, another conversion for Greenville as they're moving the ball. Good to see the guys in red having some success. Ethan Brand back in at the H-back formation. Mackay McEwen in at a tight end formation, so that's kind of new. Brother Montana takes the handoff up the middle. It's good blocking from the center, Levi Davenport, and that's pretty good yardage. Julian Sixtos also in on the cover or on the blocking scheme, and Sixtos is a big guy.
Yeah. Yeah, offensive line there doing a great job of blowing the hole and letting McEwen pick up about 5 yards, it looks like. So bring up 2nd and 5 for Greenville.
Sophomores aplenty down there on the field with both Freeman and Montana McEwen as underclassmen. Hand off to McEwen again. He's got some room again. He's inside the 20, and he's thrown down at about the 17-yard line.
Yeah, and they're gonna say he got all the way out to the 16. So to bring up fresh set of downs for Greenville. 1st and 10 from the Terrell 16.
I'll tell you what, this has been a very balanced drive so far. Mostly runs, but that one long pass to Jaco. Hand off to McEwen again. He come in the left side again. He's loose, and he's inside the 5-yard line before he's popped out of bounds.
Yeah, right there at the 2-yard line. So another move in the chains for the Lions as they seem to be finding a little bit of success with McEwen. Bring up 1st and goal from the 2.
Yeah, they're going around the left side, and that's where Sixtos has been stationed. Now he moves over to the right side, but you know, Mekhi McEwen has been on that offensive end slot, and I got a feeling the big guy has been clearing out some territory.
For sure.
1st and goal from the 3-yard line for Greenville. Trying to punch it in. Low snap, picked up by Teeters, I think.
It was. Yeah, so Teeters picks up the low snap that bounced off the ground and picked it up and went ahead and ran it in the end zone. As I think that was the design play anyway. They just skipped the step of Freeman handing it to him.
Direct snap to Zayden Armstrong Teeters, despite the fact that it rolled back to him, results in a touchdown for Greenville. With 2:38 remaining, that 3-yard touchdown run by ZAT makes the score 21-6 with the PAT upcoming from Nehemiah Figueroa. Out of the hold of Ethan Brand. See if we get a good snap here. It is a good snap. Put down. The kick is up. And it's good. 21-7. Terrell over Greenville after a really successful offensive series by the red-shirted Lions.
Yeah, that's what you'd like to see. Get lots of people involved in all parts of the play. And I say that. I mean, it was mostly McEwen, but that pass to Jaco really opened the floodgates there for Greenville and allowed him to get it moving.
Yeah, no question about it. And a very heady play by Jeremiah Freeman to recover that fumble. So maybe we're going to see a whole lot more rushing from Greenville. We know we're going to see the rushing from Terrell. I don't know what their stats are. They've had short fields on every one of their series, so they don't have a whole lot of yardage, but they got 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, well, we'll definitely get some of those stats from David Claiborne at halftime, I'm sure, but I think you're probably right. Not a ton of yardage, but definitely 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, it's nice to have David Claiborne back after his automobile accident. Still bothered by fractured ribs, and probably not going to be able to join us in Kaufman next week. Nor will Bentley Love, as a matter of fact. So Arch will be on the call with me from Kaufman Stadium. Bentley, where are you going to be?
I will be, my cousin is a senior at Lone Oak, and it is his senior night next Friday night, so I'm going to be there rooting him on and supporting him.
There's a team that's doing really well this season, too.
Taking on Grand Saline tonight.
That should be a good one. All right, here comes the Greenville kick from Figueroa. It's a short kick. It's going to hit the ground. Actually, it goes out of bounds, so that'll be a penalty. Figueroa, with all that practice, must have gotten a tired leg.
Yeah.
It's going to bring the ball out to the about the 40-yard line. So again, Terrell starts with wonderful field position.
Yeah, and you know, while we got a second here, I'll bring up some scores for us. Corsicana is taking on Kaufman tonight in Kaufman, and Kaufman currently leads that game 7-0. Crandall is taking on Ennis in Ennis. Crandall leads 14-10. And then we don't have a score here yet, but Midlothian Heritage is taking on Poteet in Midlothian.
Okay, that'll be a tough challenge for Poteet. Here comes Hall under center. Hands to Roderick Hambrick Jr. And Hambrick picks up, no, that's Ashley. Ashley wears number 21, Hambrick wears number 2. So my eyes are deceiving me frequently, so I'm gonna have to get some help here. Call it 2nd and 5. Up, Hambrick is loose again. He's at the 30, fakes a man, he's at the 20, tight ropes the sidelines and is out of bounds around the 5-yard line.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to maybe say he was out at the 11 after he was pushed by Hut Jaco. So they're going to call it the 12. So they'll have the ball here at the Greenville 12.
1st and 12. Paul on the roll. He throws the ball. It's incomplete. Receiver got his hands on it into the end zone. Defended over there nicely by, is that Montana McEwen?
I believe it's Javion Bailey, number 21.
Okay.
So, and you can see the Terrell coach getting a little frustrated with his quarterback there, as he had about 12 yards of open ground to run and chose to throw it instead.
Yeah, second time that's been in that situation. Hand off to Hambrick. This time the Lions get him at the line of scrimmage. Maybe a short pickup.
It looked like tackle was made there by number 70, LeGarren Savage, as they're going to give him a pickup of 2, it looks like. So it'll bring up 3rd and 8 here.
I think ZAT was in on that one too, Bentley, from his linebacker spot. We'll give him a gain of 1, so it'll be 3rd and 9 after the incompletion. Here's Ashley. He's got some room to run, and he busts into the end zone for his 3rd touchdown of the evening. Sophomore Julian Ashley. He is a player.
He is. He's a workhorse, and I can only imagine he's only going to get better since he's just a sophomore.
You know, they've had a history of outstanding running backs down in Terrell, and I don't think either one of these two guys, Hambrick or Ashley, is particularly big, but you can tell they're quick. Here's Abundance' placement. It's up and good. Terrell with 28 points here in the first quarter. They lead 28-7 over Greenville. The Tigers flag guys are running up and down the sidelines over there on our new track.
Well, getting it a little bit of use before track season.
I'll tell you what, those kids, they get a lot of business over there. Every time the Tigers score, they get to run up and down the sidelines. Kind of like our ROTC cadets when our guys score, they got to do the push-ups.
Yeah. 1 push-up for every point on the board. So 7 when the Greenville scored the first time. They score again, it'll be 14.
Okay, early deficit for the Lions with 1:35 remaining here in the first quarter. Terrell 28, Greenville 7. Greenville offense ready to duplicate what they did on that last series when they marched 75 yards, was it, for the touchdown?
Yes, it was 75.
All right, they have a man in the middle this time, so they got 5 receivers deep for Abundance's kick. Once again, he kicks it to the far side. Aiden Ray calls for the first fair catch at the 23-yard line, and that's where Greenville will begin this series. Been very impressed with Jeremiah Freeman thus far here in this game.
Yeah, me too. He's definitely showed improvement from last week and has been really, really good so far.
Really makes a difference when you can practice with the first team all week.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it definitely helps whenever everybody knows, hey, this is going to be our quarterback this week, and everybody's ready for it in practice.
And it's been a short week due to the weather that's supposed to come in tomorrow night. This game was moved to tonight, so a short week for both teams in preparation. 1st and 10, Greenville. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Hand off to the running back. No, it's a fake. No, it's not a fake. It faked me out. That's a pretty good run that time. Good pickup for
by McEwen again. Pick up a 6 there, as they're going to call it 2nd and 4 now from the Greenville, 31-yard line.
And you talk about somebody that's not particularly big, and there's a snap over the head of Freeman, and he gets the pass off. It's complete. spins out of a tackle, up for a first down. I'll tell you what, that's a pretty heady play by the sophomore.
Yeah, great heads-up play by Freeman there, and that was what we call a dead play pretty much, busted play, and he turned it into a positive there.
Got the pass off to Pierre Dunn, and Dunn did a good job in the yards after the catch for a first down Greenville.
Dunn is definitely a speedy guy, and when he's on the field, good things tend to happen if they can get the ball in his hands.
You know, when it comes to first downs, I think Greenville is probably out first downing Terrell, but they trail by 3 touchdowns. Brand in motion. Now he stops. Freeman drops straight back. Has pretty good protection. Now he's getting some pressure. He's up the middle on a scramble, breaks a tackle, picks up a block, breaks another tackle, and he makes it up to the 40-yard line for a positive 3-yard gain.
Yeah, so a good pickup there. That's going to bring up 2nd and 7 here after the run by Freeman. And it looks like there's a flag on the play back at the 28, and I think that's going to go against Greenville for a hold. And, I didn't want to say anything, but I did see something that I was like, yeah, I don't see how that's possibly gonna not get called, and sure enough, it did get called. So that'll bring up, goodness gracious, 1st and 20 here, it looks like, for Greenville.
All right, the Lions penalized. Looks like it's going to be, 1st and 21. It was a spot foul. So Freeman's got his work cut out for him. Drops back under pressure, gets the pass off. Nice catch by, I believe that was Dunn again. This time he's tackled behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, he went up and snagged that one with one hand. Beautiful catch. Just unfortunately, he was met by several Terrell defenders real quickly, as that's going to bring up 2nd and 15 now.
Yeah, you can't tell the guy to miss the pass just because it's going to be a loss of yardage.
Well, and who knows, there may have been but there could have been a Terrell defender lurking there, as that's going to bring us to the end of the first quarter. Terrell 28, Greenville 7, and we'll be back after this word from GEUS.
In Greenville, even the smallest act of kindness can brighten someone's day. Through GEUS's Roundup program, you can make a big difference with just a few cents. When you join Roundup, your GEUS bill is rounded up to the nearest dollar. That's anywhere from 1 to 99 cents a month. Just spare change for you, but real help for someone else. Your donation helps support neighbors in need right here in our own community. Whether it's keeping the lights on, staying warm, or getting back on their feet, your generosity matters. You can choose to round up your monthly bill, make a recurring donation, or give a one-time contribution, whatever works for you. Roundup is voluntary, easy to join, and a powerful way to give back. Because when a community comes together, a little extra can go a long way. GEUS Roundup. Your change can change a life.
Back here at TA Cotton Ford Stadium in Greenville, Texas, I'm Bob Muty, alongside Bentley Love with Archer O'Neill on the free score system. 1st and 22 for Greenville. Looks to his right, he has Dunn. Dunn takes a jump step and just run backwards for 10 yards. Fortunately, he wasn't thrown down. That again was Noah Lewis. He's quick to the receivers from that defensive secondary position.
Yes, he is. So that's going to bring up 3rd and forever here, as Greenville needs a ton of yardage here to convert.
Yeah, we'll call that one no gain. Scoreboard showing 1st down. It's actually 3rd down. 3rd and 22 from the 21-yard line of Greenville. It's a tough row to hoe for a sophomore quarterback and a bunch of replacement players up in front of him.
Yeah, but he's shown some flashes of brilliance here in this first quarter.
No question. Greenville's forced to take a timeout as there's some confusion. Pretty much to be expected when you've got not only your backup quarterback, but also a freshman starting at one of your guard positions.
Yeah, and several other guys playing too that you don't necessarily see, or really I guess just the one, Hut Jaco, with Dunn being back after missing last week. But but still, lots of new starters and a 3rd and 26 situation. It's not like it's 1st and 10 here. I'm sure they practice stuff for this situation in practice, but it's not near common play like a 1st and 10 or 2nd and 8 would be.
Right. Yep. Well, we appreciate the folks that you're listening into our broadcast. Had a pretty good crowd here. Greenville and Terrell has traveled well also. Of course, when you're undefeated, you draw some interest, and fans want to go see you play regardless of where you're playing.
Yeah, well, and Terrell's not too terribly far here, just a short trip down Highway 34.
A 3rd and long for Greenville. 2 timeouts remaining now. I thought they had only one, but Freeman looks up, has his man, overshoots him. It's going to be intercepted down at the 20-yard line and brought down nicely inside the 20. That might have been Montana McEwen on the defensive play.
It was.
After the interception. Overthrown that time by Freeman. I think he was looking for Aiden Ray, wasn't he?
He was, yeah, and unfortunately wasn't able to connect there. That's going to give Terrell first down here from the Greenville 18-yard line.
Well, normally that's as good as a punt because it was about a 20-yard pass. However, the return after the interception brought the ball down inside the Greenville 20-yard line, where Greenville will start this particular series. I'm sorry, Terrell will start this series. So back on the field come the Greenville defenders, led by number 33, Montana McEwen, number 70, LaGarren Savage, and number 10, Cash Garcia, the guys up front. Paul under center, unbalanced line to the right. Let's see if they'll go that way. Hamrick in the backfield behind Hall. Fakes a handoff. It's a little bit of inside reverse, and with room to run, and brought down at the 5-yard line by Jaco, is number 14.
Yeah, Jabez Baker, junior running back for Terrell, had 4 carries, 52 yards, and 2 touchdowns last week against Ennis.
Yeah, that's a well-conceived play. As you said, everybody offensive, you got the unbalanced line to the right, and you send your hot shot running back on a fake pitch out that way, and then you give the inside reverse to Baker, and he had plenty of room to run. 1st and goal from the 5.5-yard line. Handoff to, is that Baker again?
No, this time is number 44, LeBron Tucker. There's a flag on the play right at about the 1-yard line, so we'll see if that comes back.
Talk about a stable of running backs, Bentley. Goodness gracious.
Yeah, I count 1, 2, 6 different guys that I have highlighted on my sheet here, and that doesn't count the ones that aren't. So there's a lot of running backs they've got.
I think 5 of them have touched the ball already tonight.
At least.
Looks like that penalty is going to go against the Tigers. And it looks like a big one, a holding call against Terrell. That brings it back to the 11-yard line, where it'll be 1st and goal there. Backup running backs in the game for Terrell behind quarterback Nolan Hall. Hall takes a snap under center, pitches to his running back, room up off left side, and into the end zone goes yet another running back.
Number 5, Oscar Soto. So maybe that's the 6th running back I need to highlight on my sheet. He's a junior and just gave Terrell a 34-7 lead as we see Abundis come on for the PAT.
Looks like the holder is number 13. Am I seeing that number correctly?
I can't tell if that's 13 or 15.
Okay. He gets the snap down. The kick by Abundis is up and good.
And you are right, Bob. That is number 13, Ryan Thomas, doing the holding duties there. As that brings us to a score of Terrell 35, Greenville 7.
Well, Thomas is a wide receiver, and he's their leading receiver with probably a half a dozen catches this year. But he gets him onto the field to do the holding, so he's playing a more predominant role with 5 extra point holds already tonight. I think you gotta give kudos to Marvin Sudbury Jr. Playing so many different guys, particularly at the running back spot. Don't know whether he's doing any substituting up front. But clearly, running backs, maybe the wide receivers are getting in there. Lots of guys getting some action. That's good for the players on the team, and it's good for your program.
Yeah, for sure. Well, you know, I got to say, I would really like to be a fly on the wall for one of Terrell's practices and see the kind of drills they run these running backs through. Because, like I said, that's 6, maybe 7 different running backs we've seen get the ball tonight, and every single one of them has had success. And that's been the story for this Terrell team all season long.
Yeah, 444 yards rushing last week as a team, and they're averaging over 248 per game over the last 4 games. And let's credit the guys up front, too. We haven't really been able to identify them, but they've been opening some huge holes.
Yeah, for sure. 2 guys back deep for Greenville at the 10-yard line as they wait Abundis's kick.
He approaches. Kick is deep this time. And it goes into the end zone, and Dunn, I think, just lets it go, which is a good decision.
Yeah, I thought about catching it and then decided that that wasn't the right thing, and that was a wise decision, as that ball's going to come out to the 25-yard line here.
Okay, that'll be pretty good field position to start this time. If we can get some positive yardage on every plays and avoid those negative plays, we can get another good series going and maybe get a second touchdown on the board. Offensive line is led by junior center Levi Davenport. Davenport's a big old boy.
He is. A lot of those guys on the Greenville line are real big.
Yes, they are. Jeremiah Freeman at the controls. Hands off to McEwen. This time McEwen is stopped, trying to go off right tackle, and he stopped maybe for a no gain.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to just call that no gain. It'll bring up 2nd and 10 here for Greenville. 10 minutes left on the clock here in this second quarter.
He's had most of his success outside the tackle. That time he tried to go off tackle. So maybe they'll go back to a wider stance. At 2nd and 10. 2 receivers right. Tight end formation on the left side. Let's see if McEwen goes that way this time. Maybe behind his brother, who might be over there again. Rolling right is Freeman. Look downfield. He has his man, but I don't think Dunn could bring it in that time, or was that the Kebrian Williams?
It was Dunn, and Dunn looks to be a little shaken up on the play there, as he wasn't able to bring that one in, but bring up 3rd and 10 here.
Ethan Brand off the field seems to be in some level of distress. 3rd and 10 as the Lions are struggling just a little bit to get something going on this offensive series. Hut Jacobs in the slot on the right. Dunn is split wide. And probably far to the left is more than likely Aiden Ray. Jeremiah Freeman takes a snap, fakes a handoff, has some time, throws and has the pass intercepted again. And it's number 1, Lewis. And Lewis returns it for a Terrell touchdown.
Yeah, it was number 7, Edward Robinson, on the interception there.
I thought it was 1, but it was 7.
They look similar. There's a flag at the 1-yard line, so we'll see what that's for.
Maybe a little celebration.
Maybe. It came out kind of before his big celebration there, though, so who knows?
Well, we'll see if it might have been a blocking foul against Terrell. So let's see if that touchdown is going to stand. Comes a referee's signal. Personal foul. Face mask against Greenville. Touchdown stands, and the penalty will be enforced on the kickoff.
So we see Abundis come on for the PAT here. Of course, like we said, being held by Ryan Thomas.
This will be a 42nd point for Terrell. And the kick is up, and it's good. 42-7, Terrell leads with 9:26 remaining here in the first half. We'll take a short break and be back with the Terrell kickoff.
GEUS is proud to be the first municipally owned electric utility in Texas, dating all the way back to 1891. And we're proud to be the first city-owned cable and internet provider in Texas, too. But that's the past. What matters today is where we're going. Today's GEUS is providing electricity and high-speed internet to a changing, growing, dynamic community. The future of Greenville and Hunt County matters to us because we live here too. We're your friends and neighbors, the folks you see at the grocery store and at church, who just happen to work for a public power and internet provider. And we're proud of it. We take care of the people who walk in the door because they're not strangers, or shareholders, or customers. They're our owners. GEUS is owned and governed by the citizens we serve. We're overseen by a completely local board, made up of regular citizens who make decisions that benefit.
Bob Muty and Bentley Love back here at TA Cotton Ford Stadium, where we've seen a really efficient, dynamic, really Turtle Tiger team, offensively and defensively, with 2 interceptions and a punt return for a touchdown and some very effective rushing by several running backs for Terrell. Kickoff is going to be, I'm sorry, Bentley, from the 45-yard line of Greenville after the 15-yard walk-off. So Abundance takes tries to do the short kick. Ball is still loose. Let's see who gets it. Terrell thought they had it. They're pointing that way. That was an onside kick. And Terrell has indeed recovered the onside kick.
Yeah, onside kick up 42-7. That's something you don't see very often at all.
Well, they obviously had the field position to do it, starting in Greenville territory with the kick, and looked like the Greenville guys knew what was coming. Just couldn't handle the bouncing kick. Once again, that ball bouncing on the turf, you never know what it's going to do.
That's true. That's true. It likes to bounce, and it likes to bounce a lot.
Greenville defense now back onto the field. See sophomore Isaac Howard manning the cornerback spot here on the near side of the field. Brought up from JV just last week. Had some significant contributions to the Greenville offense at the wide receiver spot against Corsicana. Here's Isaac Hall. Fakes a handoff, looking deep. He has a man on good coverage that time by the Greenville defensive secondary, and that's incomplete.
Yeah, that looked like number 4, Aiden Ray, in coverage there for Greenville as he went up and almost picked it off, but nonetheless was able to knock it away. Bring up 2nd and 10 for Terrell here.
Last week against Ennis, Hall completed 2 out of 4 passes, but for 120 yards. So,
yeah, what's he tonight, 0 for 4?
I think so. And a couple times he should have run the ball. 3 receivers split to the left, nobody to the right. Quick throw out. He's got his man, got some blocking up front, breaks a tackle, and I think Mekhi McEwen might have grabbed him by the belt buckle and pulled him back, taps him on the helmet. Great sportsmanship by McEwen as he picks up his opponent there. Looked like Caden Valentine.
Yeah, bring up 3rd and 4 here, 3rd and 13 here for Terrell.
Good defensive stand this time. Let's call it 3rd and 8 instead.
Yeah, you're right.
Maybe 7. Paul is a junior quarterback for Terrell. He turns, hands off to number 3. Number 3 has a first down and more. Breaks a tackle, and he's into the end zone. I think that was Tyson Hooper.
It was. Another new name out of the backfield. Listed as a wide receiver, but getting some action elsewhere tonight.
That's the 7th touchdown for Terrell tonight. All of them on the ground. Running backs are running tonight.
They are. The whole stable of them. And, when we started, I was trying to keep track of who was running what in, but I kind of stopped doing that. But I'm sure David will have good numbers for us at halftime about all that.
Nice snap is handled by Thomas very nicely, and gets it down for Abundance's kick, which is up and good. Terrell now with a 49-7 lead, Bentley. This is a really, really good football team.
They are. They weren't picked to win the district at the beginning of the year, but then they beat Midlothian Heritage, and I would definitely say this is their division to win, and definitely going to go a couple rounds deep in the playoffs, I would think.
Yeah, they're pretty impressive. We talked about the guys up front. We really haven't been able to identify them because we don't know who their starters are, but I'm guessing they probably got pretty size and they're probably pretty quick.
Yeah.
And they're opening some holes for sure for their running backs. 8:24 remaining. 8:24 remaining. Terrell's got 7 touchdowns. Wow. Talk about an offensive juggernaut.
Yeah.
Folks,
Yeah.
Marvin Sudbury Jr. has himself a football team here, and we're getting to witness some really good Texas high school football tonight. Juan Abundis, senior left-footer, kicks off short this time, and Ray calls for the fair catch. Kind of some confusion there with one of his teammates as to who was going to receive that, but I think that might have been Howard there with him, but Ray makes the catch successfully.
Yeah, so they'll give Greenville the ball here at the Greenville 25-yard line as they get us started here with, like you said, Bob, 8 minutes and 24 seconds left to go on the clock, trailing by 6 scores.
I think you almost got to go with the running game here. You know, the passing game uses up so little clock when there's an incompletion, and that just gives Terrell that much more of an opportunity to put more points on the board.
Yeah. They're already down by 6 touchdowns. You don't want to be down any more than that at halftime for sure.
No, for sure. And they've had some success on the ground with both Freeman, McEwen, and Armstrong Teeters. Handoff this time to ZAT. And he gets maybe a yard or two before a host of white-shirted Tigers.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to give him 1 there. So bring up 2nd and 9 for Greenville after the run from Armstrong Teeters.
He clearly doesn't have the get up and go with that toe injury that he had early in the season.
Yeah. Yeah, turf toe, like we said, it's no joke. And honestly, it's impressive that he's playing through it.
And they're missing some of their stable of running backs tonight. And Teeters gets this one. This time he's got some room, and he takes advantage, and he's up very close to first down yardage.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to go ahead and give it to him. So bring up 1st and 10 for Greenville here from their own 36-yard line.
Ran off the right guard that time, and that's where Mayfield is positioned. So apparently Davenport and Mayfield opened a pretty good hole for ZAT. First down, Greenville at their own 36-yard line. Handoff once again to Teeters. And this time, maybe a couple.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to call it a pickup of 2 here. Bring up 2nd and 8 for Greenville.
And they are indeed sticking with the ground game as McEwen goes in to give ZAT a blow. Teeter's one of those guys that at the start of the season, he was the number 2 running back and the number 2 linebacker. Unfortunately, behind Jamorian Hamilton, whose absence has been sorely missed by Greenville this year. Here's a snap, handoff to McEwen, and McEwen is grabbed in the defensive or in the backfield for maybe a loss of 2 or 3 yards.
Yeah, Tigers were on that one quick as they're going to say it's a loss of 2 there. Bring up 3rd and 10 for Greenville.
Big guys up front unable to control the white-shirted Tigers. We'll call it a loss of 2, so that's a 3rd and 10. Maybe Freeman has been forced into a passing situation on 3rd down. 6:15 and counting here in the first half of a 49-7 football game. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Freeman drops back, and he's scrambling. He finds Montana McEwen in the flat, and McEwen does a pretty good job to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they're going to call him short by 2 yards. They'll bring up 4th and 12 here for Greenville as punting situation, of course.
Jeremiah Freeman, not only is the backup quarterback, he's found himself as the backup punter. Rodriguez does both chores when he's healthy, but the mild shoulder separation has forced him to the sidelines. Good snap this time. Freeman gets the kick away into the wind. It's a high kick. Goes out of bounds very near the 36-yard line. We see where they spot it.
It looks like they're going to spot it at the 38-yard line of Terrell.
Well, that's where the Tigers will start, and it looks to me like maybe Coach Sudbury has already called off the dogs.
I'm not sure. That looks like that's either Roderick Hambrick Jr. or Julian Ashley in the backfield there.
I'm thinking maybe the offensive line is the reserves.
Could be.
There's a handoff to Ashley. Ashley's got the corner and a great tackle on the far side.
That was Hut Jaco there on the tackle for the pickup of about 3 yards. Took him down at the legs. That's perfect leg tackle there.
That was a really, really good defensive play by Jaco. Hall is still in there at the quarterback spot. Now he's in the shotgun formation for the first time on this series. 2 receivers either side. He looks to his right. Receiver can't handle it. So the incompletion will bring up 3rd down.
That pass was intended for number 9, Brian White Jr., listed as a senior running back, but playing some wide receiver here.
The numbers, just the flat-out numbers of players, significantly different between Terrell and Greenville. Here's a direct snap to Hambrick, and Hambrick is brought down after maybe just a yard gain, so to bring up a 4th down for Terrell. And let's see if Coach Sudbury decides to punt from his own 42-yard line. Looks like that's what he's going to do.
4th and 6 here. It does look like Nolan Hall will be staying out there, so maybe he's a blocker on the punt team.
Yep, and that's a good way to run a fake punt when you got your quarterback in that short punt formation. Here's a snap to Abundance. It's a high snap, and the left footer gets it away. It's a high kick. Dunn watches it bounce. He takes it on the hop inside the 10-yard line, and boy, what great punt coverage by the Tigers.
Yeah, several Tigers on the tackle there, as it looked like contact was made first by number 11, Caden Dabney, junior quarterback and linebacker, and of course, punt man for Terrell.
Well, you know, you got three aspects of a football game. You got offense, you got defense, and you got special teams. And I've not seen anything other than excellence from all three of those teams, groups from Terrell.
Yeah, all 3 phases, they hit them all 3 really well.
Well, the Lions are going to start again with poor field position at their own 12-yard line. It was a great kick by Abundance, and kind of surprised Dunn. He didn't expect it to go that deep. Freeman and Montana McEwen in the backfield. Dunn and Ray, I think, are split out to the right. H-back is Brand. Montana McEwen tries the middle unsuccessfully.
That'll bring up 2nd and 10 for Greenville here, as we see Makai McEwen almost come out of the game, but goes back over to the line.
Brother Makai coming in. He spent quite a bit of time on the offensive side tonight, for the first time, I think, all season. 2nd and 10 for the Lions. 3:51 remaining and counting. Handoff to McEwen. Trying to get wide. Has some room. And he's loose. And he's up over the 20-yard line and very close to moving the chains.
Yeah, good pickup there of about 8 yards or so, as that's going to bring up 3rd and 1 here. So pickup of 9 on the play.
He was weaving between the white-shirted Tigers and did an excellent job. 3rd and manageable here for the Lions. Outside their 20-yard line. See if they can get the conversion here and keep this drive alive. Once again, the handoff to McEwen. McEwen I thought he was going to get the 1st down. He breaks a tackle and he gets the 1st down. That is a heck of an effort.
Great play there by McEwen to stay on his feet and make something happen there. 1st and 10 for the Lions from their own 24-yard line.
That's just all Montana McEwen, because he broke several tackles on the way to that 1st down conversion. Kudos to him. You know, I think back to the Sulphur Springs game when he had so much trouble just catching the kickoff. He's come a long way. Here he goes again, and he's got almost 10 yards once again.
They're going to call it a pickup of 9, it looks like. So it'll bring up 2nd and 1 here.
And one of the Lions is slow getting up. One of the big guys. And it looks like this is going to be an injury timeout. Is that Coronado in there on offense?
Not sure. That was Ethan Brand leaving the game with injury as he was run into by his teammate number 34, Eddie Nepian.
Okay. Ethan Brand is, he's had a timeout there tonight. Doing a little bit of a double duty. Strong formation to the left.
It looks like a timeout called by, or 2-minute warning, excuse me. So that'll be our 2-minute timeout here. We're going to take a short break and we'll be back after this word from GEUS.
Looking for a better way to manage your electric service? Meet SmartPay, the prepaid electricity program from GEUS that gives you control, convenience, and peace of mind. With SmartPay, there are no monthly electric bills, no late fees, lower security deposits if required, and no disconnect or reconnect charges. SmartPay is perfect for short-term residents, budget-conscious households, and anyone who wants more control without the surprises.
Hometown. And we're back here at TA Cotton Ford Stadium. While we await the start here after the 2-minute warning, got a couple scores for us. Kaufman currently leads Corsicana by a score of 10-7 at home. Crandall is leading Ennis 14-10 in Ennis. And Midlothian Heritage is leading Poteet 28-7 in Midlothian.
Well, that last one's certainly not a surprise. The other scores are pretty close. We go to Kaufman next week, and we're interested to see what they do tonight. There goes sophomore running back Montana McEwen. He's up very close to first down yardage.
Yeah, it stopped pretty quickly there, but then was able to run a little bit more. And it looks like they're going to say he had just enough for the first down. So 1st and 10 for the Lions now from the 35-yard line, excuse me.
And how about some kudos to Danny Black and Jeremy Coe, our press box managers, for getting us some really good grub from Soul Man's Barbecue.
Yeah, they did. And we really appreciate them taking care of us up here.
And that was some good grub, folks. Thanks to Soul Man's. Here's a snap to Freeman, looking downfield. Now he's going to run to his right. He's scrambling, looks downfield, and almost completes the pass. That time looking for Howard.
Yeah, it was just a little out of the reach of Howard, and that was a great throw by Freeman to be under so much pressure. Just unfortunately, it was a little out of the reach there, as that'll bring up 2nd and 10 for Greenville.
Correct if I'm wrong, Bentley, but did he have some room to run that time?
He did, yeah. If it had been on target, he would have caught it, and he might not would have been stopped.
What about Freeman? Did he have some room to
He
run?
did, yes. Yeah, he had a little bit of room. Not a ton, but a little bit there.
All right, 2nd and 10 for Greenville. Brand back in the game at his H-back spot. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Brand goes in motion to the left. Looking downfield is Freeman. Getting good protection. Now he's under pressure. Scrambles out. He's got a first down at the 50. Fumbles the ball. And I think it's covered by Brand. Ethan Brand, Johnny on the spot, picks up the fumble from Jeremiah Freeman and keeps the possession for Greenville.
Yeah, so great run there by Jeremiah Freeman. Hit pretty hard and unfortunately lost the ball, but thankfully Brand was there to jump on it as Brand looks to be a little shaken up on the play.
First down Greenville in Terrell territory. Fakes a handoff, looking downfield, throws, and overshoots his man. Seems to be guys aren't on the same page. Quarterbacks and receivers they're just not together, and I think that's causing some of the overthrows and probably a couple of those interceptions.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. And, I think that all comes back to it's better when you've got a whole week to practice with the first team, but at the end of the day, too, it is still just a week. I mean, the more time, the more accurate you're going to be, and everybody's going to be on the same page.
Yeah, and you got people like Chris Whitus and Damian Bankston who are not on the field tonight, and they're your 2 best receivers.
Yeah.
Not to put the other guys down, they've done a good job tonight. Rolling to his left is Freeman, looking downfield, has his man, had a knee down, unfortunately, and it might have been Howard.
It was.
Caught the pass, but he caught it with a knee on the ground. And again, this is one of those situations where you got a young receiver in the ball game, and had he not put his knee down, he'd have had a first down easily. 3rd and 5. Scrambling now out to McEwen on the completion. McEwen is forced out of bounds, but not before he gets a first down.
Yeah, so that'll bring up a fresh set of downs for Greenville here. It's going to be 1st and 10 from the Terrell 37-yard line with 11 seconds left to go here in this first half.
Well, you look at the skill positions right now for Greenville. Sophomore quarterback, sophomore running back, sophomore wide receiver, 2 sophomore wide receivers. So that's 4 skill position players, all sophomores. Here's a 1st and 10 for Greenville. Brand in motion. Friesman looking downfield. Again, pretty good protection. Oh, and almost intercepted that time, intending for, is that Aiden Ray?
It is, and he looks visibly shaken up on the play as he was holding his knee a while ago, so hopefully it's nothing too serious here as Aiden Ray, one of the bright spots in this already banged-up offense, goes down with an injury.
Looks like Greenville's going to spend a timeout to try to protect the 6 seconds that are remaining. Ray and the defensive back got to that ball about the same time, and Freeman was lucky that wasn't intercepted.
Yeah, and that's just a bang-bang play there that nothing, can't really do anything about it. I mean, obviously, you don't want to get hurt on something like that by any means, but they both got to the ball at the same time, just trying to make a play, playing hard, and unfortunately, Ray caught the brunt of it.
Okay, Ray's still down on the field as Greenville's huddled up. 49-7, Terrell leads here in the first half. Greenville trying to maximize the 6 seconds which remain on the clock by taking that time out.
Thankfully, he's able to walk off under his own power as number 1, Bravion Colbert, injured receiver, went out to check on him.
That's another guy that's not able to play tonight. Colbert, he's really been coming up big in the receiving corps up until tonight's absence. Okay, so one chance probably for Greenville here, 2nd and 10. Freeman looks down, and he's going to run. Jukes, still going. And he fumbled the ball, I guess. And the Terrell Tigers are returning this fumble. And is that Freeman that brings him down? And he laterals. And if this play stands, this could be a Terrell touchdown on the last play of the game.
It looks like it is after they fumbled the ball about 3 times on that play and were just able to keep picking it up and took it all the way back for a Terrell touchdown. There's a flag back on the play at the Greenville 3-yard line, it looks like, 4-yard line.
Yeah, one of the Greenville defenders was trying to get to the guy who was returning the fumble, who actually got it via the lateral, I believe. And there might have been a penalty on the way into the end zone. So let's see if the touchdown stands.
It looks like it's going to.
Referee walking toward our sideline. And it looks like he's going to say something to Coach Collins. You talk about a drastic change of events. My goodness, change of momentum. Not that, the game was in doubt, but for Greenville to be trying to go into the end zone and have it result in a Terrell touchdown, they still haven't put the points on the board.
Yeah, I think that's just the guys in the booth making sure they get everything right, because it definitely looks like a Terrell touchdown.
It was a dead ball foul. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct against Terrell, and that'll be, actually there won't be a kickoff, so maybe to start the second half, there'll be a 15-yard penalty assessed against the Tigers. So Juan Abundis line up for his 8th PAT, and Thomas this time decides he's going to keep it himself, and he's going to try to run it in, and no luck.
Yeah, driven to the ground there by a whole pride of Lions led by number 33, Mekhi McEwen. And that'll take us to halftime, folks, as Terrell leads Greenville by a score of 55-7. We're going to take a break here, and we'll be back here in a few minutes with David Claiborne with some stats from the first half.
When GEUS first brought high-speed internet to Greenville, the world looked like this. Today, more than 20 years later, the world looks like this. Some things change over time, and some things stay the same. Fast speed, reliability, and hometown customer service. GEUS, delivering high-speed internet to our hometown for more than 20 years. Looking for a better way to manage your electric service? Meet SmartPay, the prepaid electricity program from GEUS that gives you control, convenience, and peace of mind. SmartPay puts you in charge. You decide how much electricity to buy and when to buy it. No monthly bill, no due dates. With SmartPay, there are no monthly electric bills, no late fees, lower security deposits if required, and no disconnect or reconnect charges. Every penny goes toward your electricity. Think of it like filling up your gas tank. You decide how much to add, and we'll let you know when it's running low. Track your usage in real time with the free My Usage app or online portal. Set up text or email alerts so you always know when it's time to add more to your balance. Need to recharge your account? It's easy. Pay online, in person at GEUS or any Fidelity Express location, or right from your phone. SmartPay is perfect for short-term residents, budget-conscious households, and anyone who wants more control without the surprises. Any residential customer can enroll, except those registered as medical emergency customers. Existing customers can switch by calling GEUS. New customers just choose SmartPay when signing up. GEUS SmartPay. Your power, your way.
It's a little hot in here. Maybe it's a hot flash I'm having. Okay, thank you. Is it pointing this way or not? See if you can turn those things down a little bit. No. Yeah, point those things down. There you go. No? Okay. Is it open?
I think it's open. It's just directing in different directions.
Okay.
No matter where you want to aim. That's how high.
I'm not feeling any air. Oh. Get anything over here.
Somebody's microscope.
Serving the people of Greenville is what we do. At GEUS, community involvement, volunteering, giving back through sponsorships, and providing hometown service with world-class reliability are just a few of our priorities. Being a locally owned public power utility means we are your family, friends, and neighbors. Community involvement and giving is easy when you are serving your hometown. Nationally recognized reliability and service, owned by those we serve for over 130 years.
Public power means that your utility is community-owned and not-for-profit. It is a commitment to our community. We pride ourselves in local leadership and accountability. At GEUS, our mission goes beyond delivering electricity. It's about providing low-cost yet reliable and high-quality electricity, television and internet services, and giving back to the community we live in. At GEUS, public power means local leadership and a shared vision for a brighter, more connected Greenville. Together, we're lighting the way to a better future.
Introducing GEUS Residential Internet, the gateway to your connected world. Experience lightning-fast speeds for seamless streaming, gaming, and video calls. Our expert technicians ensure a hassle-free setup so you can stay online without interruptions. Connect all your devices simultaneously, whether it's for work or play, thanks to our reliable service. Find us on the web at geus.org or call us today to get started at 903-457-2800.
Through GEUS's Roundup program, you can make a big difference with just a few cents. When you join Roundup, your GEUS bill is rounded up to the nearest dollar. That's anywhere from 1 to 99 cents a month. Just spare change for you, but real help for someone else. Your donation helps support neighbors in need right here in our own community. You can choose to round up your monthly bill, make a recurring donation, or give a one-time contribution. At GEUS, we're proud of our competitive electric rates. And if you want to save even more, think about changing your thermostat by 4 degrees on some of the hottest or coldest days of the year. We call it 4 degrees of savings, and it's one way you can save money so you can have more nights out, more ice cream cones, and more fun with your family. GEUS, hometown service, world-class reliability.
I own an electric company.
I own a power plant.
I own an internet provider.
Because I'm the owner, real people answer my calls.
Since I'm the owner, I can walk right in and talk to people face to face.
As an owner, a technician comes to my house to make sure my internet problem is fixed right.
At GEUS, we treat you like you own the place because you do. GEUS, true local ownership.
Manny's job is making sure Greenville's power stays on. After hours, he is there to help our local team keep their 3-point lead. GEUS, powering the community for more than 130 years.
GEUS trims trees all year long because we want first-rate electric reliability. And you know what that makes? Mulch. Lots of mulch. Mountains of mulch. And if you know someone who needs mulch, just come to 502 Wesley Street to pick it up. You'll have to load it yourself, but you can take as much as you want for free. Because it's just one more way GEUS is delivering hometown service and world-class reliability.
Hometown. Folks, welcome back to Greenville's Cotton Ford Stadium. I'm Bob Muty. I'm here with David Claiborne, the sports editor of the Greenville Herald Banner for what, 44 years, David?
46.
46, excuse me. Geez,
those first 2 years went by fast.
David, how you feeling after your auto accident?
I'm hanging in there. I guess a lot of people know I fractured 4 ribs. And it hurts to laugh, but I don't get to laugh too much these days. So
well, not with a score of 55-7.
Yeah, that was some kind of half.
I'm sure most of your statistics are probably lean heavily toward the
Well,
Tigers.
this is crazy. Greenville outgained them, 137 to 126. Greenville had 11 first downs. Terrell had 7.
And I figured that was going to be the case.
Greenville had 103 yards rushing. Terrell had 123. Passing, Greenville had 34 yards. Terrell had 3 yards passing. But here's the issue. You're giving a really good team a short field to work in. You can't do that with a 7-0 team and win, especially one coached by the Sedberrys.
Yeah.
I got the ultimate respect for Marvin Sedberry, Sr., and of course Junior knows his football, and he coached at Naaman Forest before he went to Terrell. He knows what he's doing, and just like his daddy does. You know, the elder Sedberry is the defensive coordinator.
Right, yeah.
But here's the deal. Their scoring plays were 29 yards, 5 plays, 12 yards, 1 play, 60 yards, 5 plays, 18 yards, 2 plays, 28 yards, 3 plays. You can't give a good team like that the ball on your 12, 18, and 28.
And how many defensive touchdowns did they have?
Well, they had the interception return, and then they had the fumble return, and then they had 1 punt return for TD. So return yardage is way in Terrell's advantage. You know, the Lions did that one drive, 75 yards, 11 plays.
Nice drive.
Nice drive, you know. And here's a plus. Let's see. Montana McEwen, I got him 67 yards rushing on 14 carries. I got the quarterback, Jeremiah Freeman, 33 yards on 8 carries. We got Zayden Armstrong Teeters, 23 yards on 7 carries. That's some decent numbers for a half right there. Passing game was up and down, 8 of 17, 34 yards, but 2 picks.
Yeah.
You know, and fumbles, Greenville's had trouble hanging on the ball this game. 6 fumbles, lost 2 of them.
Wow. And that last one was so disheartening. You know,
That
Greenville
last
had
one,
an opportunity to try to score.
Tried to score. Looks like he was in the clear, and then he loses the ball, and then the first defender lost the ball, and then the second defender picked it up and brought it home. That was something. That was a strange play.
I thought it was a lateral.
No, it was a fumble. You know, there were 2 fumbles on that play, on the same play. Wow.
That's crazy. That's
you know,
absolutely
the highlight for me was getting to hang out with the 1980 Greenville Lions team before the game. And they got recognized. And those guys, they were special.
Oh,
I was here on top of all that. You know, they went 10-0 on the playing field. They beat the number 2 ranked Plano Wildcats 10-7 before a standing room only crowd at Phillips Field. Ronnie Jackson kicked a field goal, 26-yard field goal in the last few seconds after the Lions completed a long flea flicker pass.
I was there.
Oh, that was I
had just moved to Greenville from Plano.
Well, you saw it. Now, who were you rooting for? That's what I want.
Well, I was rooting for Greenville.
Okay.
I started my allegiance right there.
See, I have a thing about the Plano Wildcats. My high school, Gregory Portland, in 1971 made the state finals, lost 21-20 to Plano
Wildcats. Under Tommy Kimbrough, or was it under who's the guy
the
that
one
preceded?
before Tom Kimbrough?
They named a stadium after.
Yeah, Clark.
John Clark.
John Clark was the head
Clark
coach.
was my wife's boss when she worked as a coach in the Plano system when we
That's
lived there.
amazing. Well, you remember Rucker Lewis was one of the running
Oh
backs?
yeah. Oh
You
yeah.
remember Pat Thomas, the defensive back?
Yeah.
Well, you know, Plano back then, the quarterback went both ways, played safety, and Pat Thomas went both ways. He played running back and DB, and then he ended up playing for what were the Rams? Yeah, he was, but he had a big game against Gregory Portland. But Gregory Portland, my alma mater, gave away a fumble at the 1-yard line. Missed an extra point in the field goal, and the kicker was the quarterback Marty Akins, who went on to quarterback University of Texas. Of course, you remember the guy who handed the ball off to Earl Campbell.
Yeah. Now, what about some of the guys you talked to from that 1980
The 1980 team, I didn't get to talk to Robert Lewis. He wasn't there yet, but I saw him on the field. Robert Lewis went to Texas Tech, ran for more than 1,700 career yards when he didn't have a whole lot of blocking. That guy, he could make people miss. He was some kind of athlete.
Where did he get his nickname, Peter Boy?
That was a family nickname.
Okay.
Yeah. And I didn't print it in the paper this time because I didn't know people how they would handle it. But I used to use that nickname. He was called that by his I think grandmother.
Okay. Well, he had a really successful career at Tech.
Yeah, and they weren't real strong when he played, and I watched the games when I could on TV, and he didn't always have a lot of blocking. A lot of those yards he earned on himself.
Yeah.
But he was some kind of but you had Phil Blue at quarterback and Doug Boydston, and they were alternating series until Doug got hurt. He separated his shoulder, leading a block for a teammate. So Phil took over the second half of the season. He was the quarterback. But Phil played at UT Arlington. Doug played quarterback at Southeastern Oklahoma.
Yeah. And Phil went on to do some coaching.
Phil went on and he coached Quinlan, and around here coached Mineral Wells. You know, he's now in the Greenville Athletic Hall of Fame, Phil Blue. But that team was talented. Larry Jackson, he played DB. He went to he got third at state the 400 meters and ran track for Lubbock Christian. Monty Gibson, and who's here tonight, and Steve Ray, they went to Ouachita Baptist. That Ronnie Jackson kicked that field goal. He went to Northeastern Oklahoma. They had 2 more guys on that. Cameron Randall went to North, and Keith Dennis, they called him Donut. That was his nickname. I have a photo that ran in the paper today.
I saw that.
That was Keith Dennis leading
Lewis.
Robert Lewis. That was in a game in Thailand. And that was quite a combo. Keith could block, and Robert was doing a good job following the block. in that photo.
It would have been interesting had the playoff system been different back then to see how far that team
Well,
could have gone.
you know, these teams, you know, bless their hearts, 4 of them make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Back then, only 1 team made the playoffs.
Right.
And I'm proud of my high school. Gregory Portland went 25 years in a row to the playoffs as one team. And one time they tied for first place with 2 other teams and won the coin flip. I bet those other teams were sick. They had one chance to get them and they lose the coin flip. But yeah, had the rules been the way they are now, that Lion team would have made the playoffs.
Yeah.
And no telling what they would have done because they beat the number 2 team.
Yeah.
And you know, they had to lose. They lost 5 games for forfeits, ineligible play. Well, they won those last 5 games without that.
Right.
That guy.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, and the greatest show of character to me was after the executive committee stripped them of their 5 victories. They won the next 4 games.
Yeah. Yep.
And I have seen time and time in the state history a team have to forfeit, and the next week they lose.
Yeah.
And that team, they showed character. They, you know, my hats off. That was one of the best Greenville Lions teams I've seen these 46 years.
Yep.
And they play sound defense.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That game that you saw at Phillips Field, they stopped playing on inside the 10-yard line 9 times. Those players scored on the 10th. And there was a discrepancy with the first down marker in that game. They gave Plano extra down.
Yeah, I remember that.
And they took advantage of it.
Yeah.
Here I am, you know, crying because my alma mater lost Plano, and then watching him get an extra first down didn't sit well with me.
So what do you think of this Lion team this year? I mean, they've been decimated by injuries.
Well, I was talking to Coach Yates, the defense coordinator before the game. He told me 8 players were out.
Yeah, well, I think it was actually 10.
10. He may have miscounted. I mean, it's, you know.
I think there were some late scratches. Chris Whitus, we were expecting to see him, and he was scratched.
He's one of the best athletes on the team.
Yeah.
And they definitely miss him. Jamorian Hamilton not having him, they miss him. And, of course, Phoenix Rodriguez, they miss having him. You know, I charted the plays off y'all's broadcast last week. I had Phoenix with 187 yards passing.
Yeah.
You know, I thought that was one of his better halves.
Absolutely.
But bless his heart, when he runs scrambles, I worry about him.
Yeah. Freeman's a little bit more athletic on the running. He looked pretty good tonight.
You know, Phoenix though is smart and makes good reads and decisions. That he just needs to fill out a little bit more, because when you're a quarterback, you're going to take some hits.
We talked earlier. A coach told me today that there's a possibility. I guess it's outside chance that he may be back for the final game of the season against Greenville.
Well, you know, that would be nice if he could. You know, I communicate with his father, and his father told me he had a mild shoulder separation. I don't know what mild is.
Did you see him throwing the ball down?
No, I heard he was throwing the ball.
Yeah, he wasn't throwing it, you know, just 5 or 10 yards, just easy.
Well, that's how you're supposed to come back.
That's right.
Don't rush it.
Look, we appreciate your time, Dave. I know you got things to do. You probably got to.
I won't hold it against you. You came from playing.
Okay, well, thank you. I appreciate that. Folks,
I know people from my high school that would.
Once again, David Claiborne from the Greenville Herald Banner. And we're going to take a break now, and then pretty soon we're going to be watching the Greenville Flaming Flashes and the Greenville High School Marching Band. Take it away, Derek.
Social officers for the Flaming Flashes are Shirlene Badillo Torres, Evelyn Castillo, and Aaliyah Kelly. Flashes of the week are Samantha James and Evelyn Torres. The Flashes have just performed the traditional high kick, Hey Look Me Over. They will now continue with the sharp military theme to SOS. The Flashes would like to dedicate this performance to our staff member of the week, Miss Davis. The Flashes are under the direction of Anna Strickland and Letitia Barrett. The Flashes would like to take a moment to thank our sponsors. Raina Bear Powell, Jackie Murley with Highlands Residential Mortgage, Ronnie G. Stewart, Highland Harris Baptist Church, and Alliance Bank. Now performing is Greenville High School's award-winning Line Pride Band. The Line Pride Band is in its 94th year and is under the direction of Head Director Dr. Matt Obi, Assistant Director Luke Bailey, and Percussion Director John Grant. Color guard instruction by AJ Pong. Drum makers are Mariano Ochoa, Kayla Teague, and Jude Walker. The Line Pride Band is currently sponsored by Alliance Bank, the Greenville Municipal Auditorium, and loving memory of Carla Conover, Bill Appleton, UAW Local 967 Greenville, Texas, 380 Steel and Supply Link, Blackbird Pro Audio, Cornerstone Insurance, Farmers Electric Cooperative, Garcia Automotive, GEUS, Lone Star Credit Union, Manny Stewart, All City Real Estate, The Medicine Shop, State Farm Insurance, Eddie Hawk, Chick-fil-A, Larry and Don James, the Excavation. Our section of the week is the percussion section. Featuring music of Robert W. Smith, Enya, Percy Granger, and Mike Norton. Please enjoy this year's Lion Pride Band marching production, SOS.
In Greenville, we do things a little differently and a little smarter when it comes to utility billing. If you've ever opened your monthly bill and been surprised, you're not alone. But here's something many people don't realize. GEUS provides electricity, streaming TV, and internet. But your monthly bill also includes charges for City of Greenville services, water, sewer, and trash. GEUS just sends the bill. Imagine getting 6 different bills with 6 different due dates and 6 different ways to pay. Sounds like a headache, right? In Greenville, you get just one bill, one envelope or one email, and one easy payment. That's real convenience. And it's a smart move for taxpayers. If the city mailed out its own bills, it would cost more in postage, printing, and payment processing. So by working together, GEUS and the City of Greenville save you money and pass that savings on to you. It's also important to know who makes the decisions. GEUS's locally appointed board of directors oversees electricity, streaming TV, and internet services. The Greenville City Council makes decisions about water, sewer, and trash. If you have questions or feedback, you can talk to someone right here in Greenville. Your friends and neighbors making those decisions and working right here in town. Public service, local decision makers, and one simple bill. That's how Greenville keeps things working together. GEUS, energizing the community, connected to you.
And welcome back here to TA Cotton Ford Stadium as we get ready for this second half of Greenville Lions football. Bob, what all did David have to say at halftime?
Well, as we suspected, Greenville had more first downs than Terrell and actually outgained them from scrimmage. So a game that's 55-7, it's really an unusual statistic.
Yeah, it definitely is. But I guess it kind of helps for Terrell, too, when they've had some of those plays coming, on the defensive side of the ball and everything for scoring like that. So we have Go ahead. We have dropped a little bit in temperature here. It was 76 degrees when we started the game, down to 71 now. So second half should be feeling a little bit better than the first.
Felt really good when I stepped outside a minute ago watching the Greenville band perform. And, we talked earlier, we alluded to the fact that there are 3 aspects to the game, and Terrell has shown excellence in all 3 with several special teams performances, a punt return for a touchdown, 2 interceptions, 1 for a touchdown, and fumble recoveries, and for a touchdown that last play. That was really disheartening for the Lions to, it's bad enough that it's 49-7, but give away a touchdown with no time on the clock. That really hurt.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, especially whenever Terrell fumbled the ball 3 or 4 times and still managed to get it in the end zone. That's the last thing you want to see happen in the half.
I was giving them credit for lateraling, and they were actually fumbling. So, anyway, Wanda Bundes is approaching the kick. Deep for Greenville is probably Decrebian Williams. And Williams gets a good run up outside the 35-yard line before he's bumped out of bounds.
Yeah, met by a defender there, but did a good job of standing strong as he had a good run back on that one, and it'll give the Lions pretty solid field position to get us started here at the 37-yard line.
Probably their best of the night, actually.
Yeah, I think you're right. Definitely their best that they've earned. Had one right around there, I think, that was fair caught at that point, but this one's definitely been the best return of the game.
Julian Sixtos, the senior left tackle, leads the Lions back onto the field. He'll be standing next to Nick Martin, the left guard, with Levi Davenport at center, Mayfield and Hamilton on the right. Handoff is going nowhere. Looks like a loss of 2 for McEwen, probably.
That was Armstrong Teeters there, who got lit up pretty good. Bring up 2nd and 12 for Greenville.
Yeah, not much going there off left tackle. One of the things we've talked about before in the programs, we never get an idea of how big the opposing players are. But I suspect there's some pretty good-sized guys down there on that defensive front for Terrell.
Yeah, for sure.
2nd and 12. Fake handoff to Teeters. And he is hog-tied and pushed out of bounds. Or not out of bounds, just 3 or 4 white-shirted Tigers stopping maybe a gain of 4.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to call it a gain of 4. Bring up 3rd and 8 here for Greenville.
Hut Jaco into the game. Sophomore wide receiver has been forced into service here the last 2 or 3 games. Has done a pretty nice job. Had a nice reception earlier in the game. And a really good tackle on defense. Jeremiah Freeman takes a snap. Jaco in motion, crosses in front. Freeman looking downfield. Has Jaco open. Now he scrambles, and he finds Brand. And Brand's got a first down reception, pushed out of bounds inside Terrell territory.
Yeah, good pickup there. Give Greenville a first down and flip the field. Be 1st and 10 here from the Terrell 47-yard line, it looks like.
It's a good job of Freeman coming off his primary receiver and finding Brand for the first down. Flashes of brilliance from the sophomore quarterback in a backup role. Really handled himself pretty more than adequate.
Been pretty accurate so far for the most part.
Hands to Teeters. Teeters cuts back, carries a couple guys with him for maybe just a short pickup.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a pickup of about 2. So it'll be 2nd and 8 here for Greenville.
Zayden Armstrong Teeters, one of the guys on this Greenville team that really has some real talent. Probably as a junior, look for big things from him for the rest of the season if he gets healthy, and then of course for next season. Handoff to Armstrong Teeters, puts his head down and goes down maybe a gain of 3 or 4 yards.
Yeah, I'm going to call it a gain of 3. It looks like bring up 3rd and 5 here.
Once again, Greenville pretty much concentrating most of their efforts on the ground, although the pass to Brand for the conversion was big. Here comes Montana McEwen in to relieve ZAT. McEwen over 67 yards in the first half rushing, so that was pretty good as well. 3rd and 5. Scrambling and he tries to get it to McEwen, kind of flipped it underhand, and Freeman is down. Took a pretty good shot. Pass is incomplete. They'll bring up 4th down. We'll see if Freeman can regain his senses, and maybe they'll go for it on 4th down. The ball is spotted at the Terrell 43-yard line, so not a whole lot to gain from a punt, even though the wind is at the Lions' back right now. They're going to go for it on 4th down. Let's see what they can do. 2 receivers to the right. Jaco's in the slot. Brand in motion. Freeman looking for Brand, and it's off his fingertips, incomplete. Ball a little bit behind him on the throw.
Yeah, it wasn't the best pass in the world and pretty heavily contested, but Freeman had to get rid of it, and so it'll bring up 1st and 10 for Terrell here.
So a first down on that series, but not enough. With 8:40 remaining, Terrell will take over on downs. And let's see who comes out in this Terrell lineup to start the second half.
Looks like number 10, Nolan Hall, is back there under center, as well as 2 of his workhorse running backs.
Yeah, 44 and 6 in there. Hall's throw is low and incomplete.
And looking to throw there, as that throw is way low. Flag comes in on the play on the home sidelines.
LeBron Tucker's in the ball game, a junior running back behind Hall. Couldn't identify the number of that other running back, but I don't think it's Hambrick Jr. It's like either an 8 or a 6 or a 3 maybe, or a 5.
It looks like maybe a 9, Brian White Jr. possibly. I believe we saw him get into the end zone in the first half at one point.
It'll be 2nd and 10 after the incompletion. Clock stopped with 8:36 remaining here in the second half. Terrell with a big lead, 55-7. It's a really good football team, these Terrell Tigers.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely going to see them go several rounds deep in the playoffs.
Hall is under center. Hands off to White. Breaks a tackle. Still going. Inside the 40-yard line of Greenville before he's forced out of bounds.
Yeah, so a big carry there by Terrell. Give him a fresh set of downs here from the Greenville, right around the 40.
It's pretty tough to tell from as high as we are, but if that's White, and we think it is, he's got to be about 5'6", probably weighs about 140 pounds.
Yeah, not a big guy at all. You kind of lose them in the huddle whenever they go to talk about the play. Not sure what they're really talking about, you know. I mean, it's pretty much the same play. Hand it to the running back to my left or hand it to the running back to my right.
Quick feed out there. Tight formation. Now they switch over to the right. Handoff up the middle. That's
LeBron.
Tucker. Tucker's breaking tackles. Finally forced out of bounds by 3 red-shirted Lions inside the 20-yard line. LeBron Tucker looks to be a pretty big guy as opposed to his running mate back there, White.
I definitely would look at him and say he's probably more of a power back. White's more of an elusive back.
Yeah. Ball under center. Hand off to White. White trying to get around the corner, and he's brought down with a good ankle tackle there.
Tackle was made there by number 22, Montana McEwen. So McEwen doing it on both sides of the ball tonight. Both McEwen brothers are.
Yeah, they're valuable assets to this Greenville roster.
And Makai, of course, a senior. Montana, though, only a sophomore. So Greenville will have him for 2 more years.
2nd and 9 for the Tigers. Hall fakes, goes to the inside reverse. Lots of room to run down to the 10, to 5, and he slips a tackle and into the end zone for a Terrell touchdown goes
number 5, Oscar Soto.
Thank you, sir. That's why I brought you along, Bentley.
Well, hey, I'm glad to be here.
Now, you folks probably didn't know that Bentley is in the Hall of Fame. You know, Hall of Famer Bentley Love. That's what Jack Buck or Joe Buck says when he introduces Troy Aikman.
There you
I'm
go.
Joe Buck, and alongside me is Hall of Famer Troy Aikman. So I'm Bob Muty, and alongside Hall of Famer Bentley Love. Someday, the kick by Abundis is up and good. Got to have fun in the booth when the score is 62-7. We're having as much fun as we can, folks, but we're going to take a break right here. This message from GEUS.
Introducing.
And we're back here at the home of the Greenville Lions. Coach David Collins' troops struggling to put up points on the board and facing a really strong Terrell Tigers team, which is probably, as we said, destined to win District 6-5A, Division II. They have, you know what their remaining schedule is?
I do not, but I can get it pulled up in about 2 seconds.
Juan Abundis is lining up for the what appears to be a popover kick. It's across the field, and its fair catch is called for by Aiden Ray at the 28-yard line of Greenville.
Yeah, so Terrell has, of course, after this week, 2 games left on their schedule. Next Friday night, Halloween night, they will be traveling to Crandall, where they'll take on, of course, Crandall. Game will start at 7, and then they finish the season at home November 6th against Poteet.
And so Crandall might be a tough one for them. Crandall was leading the league. They were tied with Terrell going into the game against Midlothian Heritage.
2 more down.
And Heritage put a pretty good thumping on them.
Yeah, Crandall is
Knock 'em out of
6-1
first
on the
place.
season, 3-1 in district.
Okay, here go the Greenville Lions. 1st and 10. Low snap handled by Freeman, and quickly brought down for a loss is running back McEwen. Greenville Terrell defense still pretty salty in there. Sophomore quarterback Jeremiah Freeman now facing a 2nd and 12. Who was that?
Coach Alexander.
Oh. And that pass by Freeman over the outstretched arm of Hut Jaco. It'll be 3rd and 12.
Yeah, and Hut's a good example of a player that's playing not every single snap, but on every single phase of football. He's on offense, he's on defense, he's on the kick return team, and he's on the field goal blocking team. He's the guy who's filling in for Whitus and Stroud, who shoots off the edge and tries to block the kick.
Right. This is probably one of those 15-year-olds.
Yeah.
Low snap handled nicely by Freeman. He's under pressure, and he's going to go down. Sack for the Terrell Tigers. And it's like a little bit of gesticulating going on down there by one of the Tiger defensive linemen.
I believe that was number 24, Nate Jackson, on the sack for Terrell.
A 4th down, punting formation for Greenville. Freeman standing inside his 10-yard line, awaiting the snap from Aguilera. Gets a good snap, gets the kick away. Kick's going to come down at about midfield, takes an unfortunate backwards bounce, and into Greenville territory where it's down by Ethan Brand. Or was that Trenton Clayton at the 45-yard line?
Was Trenton Clayton. And that kind of goes back to what we were talking about earlier, Bob. You know, when the ball bounces, it never bounces the direction you want it.
The ball hasn't bounced Greenville's way all season.
That's the truth.
That fumble in the last play of the first half was a perfect example of just the craziness that's affected this Greenville Lion team this year. Very unfortunate that they had it on offense and they give up the defensive touchdown. Here goes Terrell. Looks like a run of about 5 yards. Might have been LeBron Tucker on the carry.
I think you might be right.
Terrell will probably keep the ball on the ground for probably the balance of this second half. It looks like maybe they just put in a reserve quarterback.
Yeah,
try to
15.
identify him.
It's number 15, Nikasion Dye is his last name, D-Y-E.
Hand off, I think, to Brian White for a short pickup. They run different running backs into the game. They're trying to challenge us with identification, I think.
Yeah. Well, you know, typically in a situation like this, you see a team put in their reserve guys, but when you routinely use 5 or 6 different running backs, where else are you going to go?
Hand off, it looks like number 3 this time. It's either Hooper or Soto. I can't tell the difference between a 3 and a 5, Bentley.
Yeah, I believe that was number 3, Tyson Hooper. He's a freshman, wide receiver and defensive back, playing some running back.
Well, we talked about the youth of the Greenville Lion team, but there are several sophomores and other underclassmen on this Terrell team, too. Quarterback is a sophomore, the backup quarterback. Hall is only a junior. Pitch back, and this time the Lions have got the receiver, and they're gonna ride him all the way back to the 45-yard line. Ty McEwen celebrating. It's pretty tough to celebrate when you're down by 56 points.
Yeah, but hey, he got the tackle for a big loss.
Yeah, you would think they'll spot that, the forward progress. It's back at the 36-yard line where his runner's progress was stopped. We'll call it 2nd and 14 for Terrell. Dye is under center. One running back behind him. He gets the handoff. That's probably Tucker. Tucker is met by Pride of Lions. Lion defense getting a little bit stronger here.
3rd and 12 here for Terrell. See LeBron Tucker come out of the game and is replaced by, not sure who that is. Can't quite read the number from up here.
We are pretty high up here in the press box at Cotton Ford Stadium. Very tight formation for Dye. He fakes a handoff. He's looking downfield. He's throwing deep. He has a man wide open, but he overshoots him in the end zone.
It was number 80, Easton Johnston, the guy who came in to replace LeBron Tucker. So we'll bring up 4th and 12 for Terrell here.
Interesting that they would try to score again. Gee, of course you got to let your players play. They can't stop playing. When you're ahead 62-7, you just, what do you tell your kids? Don't score, don't try. I mean,
you can't tell kids that, especially when you've got second string guys in there. They haven't gotten to play much all season, so they're looking at it as their opportunity to go out there and have fun.
Absolutely, and to impress the coaches.
Because some of these guys will be starters next year when seniors graduate, so they're looking at this as, hey, if I make a spectacular catch, coach will remember that.
That's exactly right. You haven't tried to pronounce Dye's first name yet, Bentley, I've noticed.
Yeah, not really sure how to pronounce that.
He's rolling. Savage was chasing him. 2 receivers in the area, and I think maybe one of them came up with the catch.
Yeah, that was looked like number 8, Caden Valentine, who came up with the catch there.
Good job by Dye to get that one off. Looks like he's going to go off the field.
And Bob, I'm going to pronounce it, but I'm still thinking on how to pronounce it. I gotta try to get it right.
Well, while you're, looks like this one's coming back. Ineligible receiver or man downfield against Terrell. So that'll bring up a 4th down and even longer than 12. 4th and 17. See what Coach Sedbury decides to call up this time. Almost got to be a passing play when you've got 17 yards to go.
Yeah, and too close to attempt a field goal, kind of too close to punt it as well.
So is it Nikasian?
I think it's
Nikasian?
Nikasian.
All right, we'll go with that. Nick, we'll call him Nick. Nick airs it out, and Howard had a chance to intercept that one, and it's incomplete. Good job by the sophomore defensive back, Isaac Howard.
And pass was intended for number 5, Oscar Soto, and Howard did a good job of stepping up and breaking it up.
Turnover on downs results in a Greenville first down. They'll take over at their own, we'll call it the 38.5-yard line. 1:38 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Terrell 62, Greenville 7. See if we can generate another long drive. This one would be 61.5 yards if Greenville can pull it off. They had a 75-yarder in the first half. In motion goes Hut Jaco. Handoff to McEwen. McEwen dodges a defender and then scrambles for a pickup of about a yard.
Yeah, he was tripped up there, picked up 2, so to bring up 2nd and 8 for the Lions here, led by Freeman.
Nick Martin shaking out his right leg. He's had an knee problem a couple of weeks ago. He's back in the starting lineup as the right guard. Hand off to McEwen. McEwen is loose. He's over the 50. He's down to the 40. And he's pushed out of bounds on the far side at about the 33-yard line of Terrell.
Yeah, pushed out of bounds there by number 1, Noah Lewis. But a huge run there by the sophomore running back.
Yeah, McEwen's probably pushing the 100-yard mark.
Well, might have got him over it right there.
Okay, Makai McEwen comes out of the game, as does Pierre Dunn. They're replaced in the lineup.
believe Dunn was replaced there by number 21, Javion Bailey, a name who we call normally pretty often, but I don't know that we've called it so far tonight.
Well, Jeremiah Freeman takes a snap, fakes a handoff, or actually gives a handoff. I thought he was going to throw that one out to Aiden Ray, but Montana McEwen is up for short yardage on that one.
Yeah, pickup of 1 here, as there's 23 seconds left on the game clock.
That might do it for the third quarter.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. A lot more time on the play clock, so I wouldn't be surprised if they just let it run down here.
Freeman's looking over. He's got the call. Let's see if he actually gets the snap. Down to 1 second, and there's the buzzer. So we'll go to the fourth quarter of this one. It's a tough one for the Lions. They've yielded 62 points in a variety of ways to the Terrell Tigers, and they've managed to put up 7 on an impressive 75-yard drive in the second quarter.
Yeah, but unfortunately, that's really been the gist of their offense they've been able to get going so far tonight.
Just little glimpses of positivity from people like Freeman and Mekhi McEwen and his brother Montana McEwen, who, as we said, may go over the 100-yard mark rushing tonight.
Yeah, definitely seen some positive things from this Greenville Lions team and some positive players step up that I think we will see a lot more of next season, and maybe towards the end of this season too, with the injuries and stuff that the Lions have, because I have a feeling with how this game's going, they're probably not going to be in a big rush to rush a lot of those guys back.
No. It's senseless, although, there's a possibility, they said, of Rodriguez returning for the Crandall game, but you certainly don't want to aggravate that injury.
Yeah.
All right, here's the Greenville lineup. And Montana McEwen is loose. He's down to the 10, and he tries to break a tackle, but he's forced out of bounds inside the 5-yard line.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to say got all the way down to the 4 there. So bring up 1st and goal for the Lions here from the 4. After that, was that about a 28-yard run there for the sophomore running back, and that definitely has got to put him over the 100-yard mark.
Yeah, you would think. Let's see if he can get himself a touchdown here. 1st and goal at the 4-yard line for the Lions. Jeremiah Freeman takes a snap, hands to McEwen, and Montana this time runs into some opposition. Maybe a gain of a yard.
Yeah, maybe a short pickup there. Looks like they're going to call it no gain and bring up 2nd and goal from the 4.
Obviously, the crowd that's still here on the Greenville sidelines, hoping for a Greenville score, show a little bit of confidence.
Yeah.
See another player down on the sidelines. That looks like that might be DeKebrian Williams without his shoulder pads on, as McEwen is brought down after a short pickup.
A pickup of about a yard. Bring up 3rd and goal from the 3 here.
Yeah, I had breakfast this morning. I sat with DeKebrian Williams, and he's got a big afro, and I see that it kind of looks like him down there. He's kind of built like him, so I guess he's suffered some kind of an injury as well. 3rd and goal. Lions trying to push it in. Freeman takes a snap, hands to McEwen, and again, he stops short of the goal line, maybe down at the 1.5-yard line, so it'll be 4th and goal from there.
They're going to spot him at, it looks like the 1.5, so it'll be 4th and a long 1 here. As they're going to take McEwen out, we put in Armstrong Teeters.
Well, Teeters is a bigger back, and Montana's probably a little winded. So let's see if they try Teeters on the run, or maybe a fake to Teeters and keeper by Freeman. That might be an order. Let's see what they do. Snap comes to Teeters, gets the handoff, and he busts into the end zone. He broke several tackles to make that happen.
Yeah, if my memory serves me correctly, that's his 2nd touchdown of the night.
I think you're right.
So, despite the score, Armstrong Teeters having a pretty solid night, and McEwen having a pretty solid night. You know, McEwen's getting the bulk of the yardage, and Armstrong Teeters is getting the touchdowns.
That's what happens with the Kansas City Chiefs. Isaiah Pacheco does all the work, and then they bring Kareem Hunt in for the touchdown.
Same thing with the Lions several years ago.
Yep.
I don't remember who their starting running back was. Maybe David Montgomery would get all the yards, and they'd put Javonte Williams in, and he'd punch it in, had like 20 touchdowns on the year.
Here's a kick by Figueroa, is up and good. So the Lions strike pay dirt with 10:02 remaining here in the fourth quarter. 62-14. Bentley, you want to take a break?
Yeah, we'll be back after this word from GEUS.
In Greenville, we do things a little differently and a little smarter when it comes to utility billing. If you've ever opened your monthly bill and been surprised, you're not alone. But here's something many people don't realize. GEUS provides electricity, streaming TV, and internet. But your monthly bill also includes charges for City of Greenville services, water, sewer, and trash. GEUS just sends the bill. Imagine getting 6 different bills with 6 different due dates and 6 different ways to pay. Sounds like a headache, right? In Greenville, you get just one bill, one envelope or one email, and one easy payment. That's real convenience. And it's a smart move for taxpayers. If the city mailed out its own bills, it would cost more in postage, printing, and payment processing. So by working together, GEUS and the City of Greenville save you money and pass that savings on to you. It's also important to know who makes the decisions. GEUS's locally appointed board of directors oversees electricity, streaming TV, and internet services. The Greenville City Council makes decisions about water, sewer, and trash.
And Bob Muty and Bentley Love back here for the Greenville kickoff. Nehemiah Figueroa, sophomore kicker, approaches. It's a kickoff. It's going to come down at about the 27-yard line, taken there. And up the sideline is the Terrell receiver. He's got room. Missed tackle, and he's going to go all the way for a touchdown.
There's a flag back at about the, I'm not sure where that flag landed, but somewhere on the Greenville side of the 50.
Looked like a holding call is going to go against Terrell. I think that might have been Caden Valentine on the return. But I mean, he was not even touched, I don't think.
No, pretty much untouched.
Just caught the ball, at the near sideline and just pretty much went straight down the sideline for a touchdown.
Yeah, made 1 or 2 guys miss, and then really the only person standing in between him and the goal was the kicker, Figueroa, and made Figueroa miss. But that one will come back as they called holding on Terrell. So that'll come all the way back to the Terrell, 27-yard line.
In Figueroa's defense, kickers typically don't practice in the tackling drills.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's not their job. That's what the other 10 guys are out there for.
That's right. Okay, so Terrell's going to set up shop at their own 27-yard line. Pitch out to number 3. He's corralled on the far sideline after maybe a short pickup.
Yeah, it looked like the tackle was made there by number 16, Isaac Howard, after the pickup of a yard. Bring up 2nd and 9 for the Terrell Tigers.
Dye in there at quarterback, the sophomore, hands off to freshman running back Tyson Hooper on that play. Lots of youngsters. Youngsters getting plenty of playing time on both sides of this football game. Pitch out this time. Plenty of room to run. Up to the 40, 50, 40. Pushed out of bounds at the 35-yard line at Greenville by number 21, Bailey.
A good play there by Bailey. And number 40, George Aguilera, lost his hat on that play, so he's going to have to sit for a play and then probably be back out there. Aguilera, a senior linebacker for the Lions.
Was that Valentine or Hooper on the carry there?
I believe it was Hooper.
We'll give it to him. 1st and 10 for Terrell at the 35-yard line at Greenville. Hand off to Hooper. Dodges a man, breaks a tackle, Now he's cutting back up. He's loose. He's got a blocker in front. Hooper's down to the 10. Hooper walks into the end zone for a Terrell touchdown. That was great, quite a run.
Yeah, it was, and a great cutback by Hooper. Is once he got back to this side of the hash, there was nobody between him and the end zone really. Got one block, and that was all he needed.
Folks, that's a freshman. A freshman doing due diligence for sure.
Yeah.
Terrell strikes again, brings the score to 68. They'll be kicking for 69 here. Thomas comes in for the hold. Abundus has been pretty busy tonight with PATs and kickoffs and I think 1 or 2 punts. Thomas fumbles the ball. They're in the star drill, and Thomas finds a wide open receiver for a 2-point conversion.
I believe that was number 11, Caden Dabney, that he found. So that brings us to a score of Terrell 70, Greenville 14 with 8.5 minutes to go in this fourth quarter.
That's crazy. They turn a broken play into a 2-point conversion.
Yeah. They seem to be pretty good at that, turning most plays into points.
Derek, we'll turn it over to you for a 30-second break, sir.
In Greenville, utility billing is simple thanks to teamwork between GEUS and the city of Greenville. You just get one envelope or one email and make one easy payment covering electricity, streaming TV, internet, water, sewer, and trash. Instead of 6 separate bills, you get one. It's more convenient and it saves money for everyone. Local service, local decision makers, and one simple bill.
Introducing.
Turns out there was a penalty on that play, illegal man downfield. So the placement is going to take place from the 20-yard line now after the 5-yard walk-off against Terrell. Got a different holder in there now. Of course, it wasn't the holder's fault, it was the snapper's fault, but looks like Valentine in there holding now. He gets it down. Abundus' kick is up. And no good.
That was White Jr., Brian White Jr. holding it, which means the holder before was somebody different than the normal holder.
Okay.
So with the PAT being no good, that brings us to a score of Terrell 68, Greenville 14. 8.5 minutes left to go.
What do we got as far as scores around the district, Bentley?
I got several scores. So Crandall is currently leading Ennis 14-10. That says in the second quarter. That's the most updated score I have. I bet it's halftime there right now. Midlothian Heritage is beating Poteet 38-14 in Midlothian. Kaufman is beating Corsicana 17-14 in Kaufman. And then a couple scores out of the district. Caddo Mills is currently leading Bonham 48-0. Caddo Mills is 5-3 on the season, and Bonham's 0-7. And then Grand Saline is currently beating Lone Oak 28-7 in Grand Saline. Lone Oak boasting a record of 6-1, and Grand Saline 5-2. So that's definitely a big game.
Is there any way you can pull up the Quinlan Sunnyvale score?
I can. Give me 2 seconds.
Quinlan is undefeated, but Sunnyvale is traditional power in that district. And I think they're playing in Sunnyvale, but I'm not for sure. But if Quinlan can pull that one off, they'll be in good shape to win that district. Of course, Cattle Mills, I think, is also in that district. Here comes the kickoff, and it's going to be taken and dropped, picked up, and that's probably Pierre Dunn, and he breaks a couple of tackles and manages to find his way out to close to the 26-yard line.
Yeah, so I do have a score on that Quinlan Ford game. Quinlan is down 51-14 with 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Quinlan, as you said, is 7-0, and Sunnyvale 6-1. Probably going to move to each of those teams being 7-1.
Well, I told you that Sunnyvale is a traditional powerhouse, and they've obviously found a way to stop that vaunted rushing attack of Quinlan.
Yeah.
Quinlan reminds me a lot of this Terrell team with the amount of yards they put up rushing the football. Anyway, it's first and 10 for Greenville. Hand off to McEwen around the left side. Had some room. Defensive end pushes him out of bounds. Short gain.
It was number 45, Jack Wallace, a junior linebacker, that closed it out there for Terrell. And there's an injured Lion on the field. I believe that'd probably be McEwen.
Well, he's had a long night because he's been playing on both sides, and he's carried the ball got to be pretty close to 20 times.
Yeah, for sure. And then all the like you said, all the defensive snaps too. So hopefully it's nothing too serious. Looks like it may just be a hamstring injury as they're stretching him out on the sidelines. But he's been one of the bright spots.
Hopefully just a cramp.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, props up to Archer O'Neill. You know, whenever we need something here in the booth, as we call it, Archer is the man with the plan and keeps us hydrated with water, courtesy of the Greenville ISD. And I'll tell you what, I think you're on your second or third bottle, and I'm on my second one, and you got a bottle of Powerade here too, man.
Yeah.
You're going hard.
Yeah, hey.
That's what Hall of Famers drink, folks. Powerade.
Hey, people swear that Gatorade's better, but Powerade is the way to go every time. Got to get the blue Powerade.
All right, the blue Powerade looks scrumptious. All right, so we plugged Soul Man's Barbecue. Now we're plugging Powerade. We'll probably get kicked off the broadcast for doing that. Anyway, here we go. 2nd and 8 for Greenville. Lots of fun up here in the booth, folks. Hand off to the running back. This time it's probably a new running back in there for us. No, it's Armstrong Teeters.
Gets all the way out to about the 43-yard line there, so a good pickup.
First down carry for ZAT. Had a conversation via text with his grandmother today, Jan Teeters, who's a former teacher in the Greenville system and very much a supporter of her grandson.
That's great.
It's really good. Really good. We found out that we have listeners in Wisconsin and Chicago.
Yeah.
Who are friends of Jan and who root for ZAT. ZAT faked. Pass is a little bit tall for Howard, and it's off his hands, incomplete.
Yeah, so it'll bring up 2nd and 10 here.
Again, you got sophomore to sophomore, and you don't know whether Freeman was expecting him to go another couple yards deeper when he let it go. It was just a button hook at about 15 yards, what we used to call a button hook. I don't know what they call it these days.
Yeah, and unfortunately, it looks like that's going to not only be incomplete, but it's going to back the lines up, as it looks like they maybe got Nick Martin with illegal hands to the face. So that'll back them up a ways.
Yeah, that may be a 15-yard penalty.
It is. That'll bring up 1st and 25 here, it looks like.
Well, that's a tough one to overcome, but let's see if Freeman can do it. Terrell will probably looking for the pass. Let's see if they hand off to ZAT. And they do indeed. And ZAT's got pretty good yardage, maybe 8 or 10 yards on the carry.
It gets all the way out to about the 33-yard line, so it'll bring up 2nd, and it looks like it'll be 2nd and 17 now.
Good performances by both bands at halftime, Bentley. I don't know whether you had a chance to watch, but both flash groups did well. The Terrell girls looked very much like the Greenville girls with their uniforms, red and white. There goes Teeters, and not very far.
Yeah, so that's not going to give them much. It looks like they're going to give it to them 2 yards. It'll bring up 2nd and 16 here.
The Greenville roster, as we look at it, just dotted with sophomores, freshmen, and juniors, which bodes well, hopefully, for this team for next season. 3rd and forever for Greenville. Ball at the 35-yard line. Jeremiah Freeman breaks a tackle, finds his man, and up for a first down is Hut Jaco, and he's loose down at the 30-yard line. He gets past the tackler, down to the 10, the 5, And he's brought down. I think he dove into the end zone for a touchdown.
What a play by Hut Jaco, the sophomore wide receiver. That was a 65-yard touchdown thrown by Jeremiah Freeman. So the sophomore-to-sophomore connection bodes well there.
It's got to be thrilling for the Jaco family and for the Freeman family, for that matter. But that was great yards after the catch, run by Hut Jaco.
Yeah, this is like we said earlier, first game starting on varsity for both those guys, and they get their first varsity touchdowns here.
Real confidence builder for those two gentlemen. Here's the placement attempt out of the hold of Ethan Brand. It's a low snap. He gets it down. The kick by Figueroa is up and good. So the Lions strike for their third touchdown, 68-21 with 5:42 remaining. And we'll take a short break and be back for the Greenville kickoff.
In Greenville, we do things a little differently and a little smarter when it comes to utility billing. If you've ever opened your monthly bill and been surprised, you're not alone. But here's something many people don't realize. GEUS provides electricity, streaming TV, and internet. But your monthly bill also includes charges for City of Greenville services, water, sewer, and trash. GEUS just sends the bill. Imagine getting 6 different bills with 6 different due dates and 6 different ways to pay. Sounds like a headache, right? In Greenville, you get just one bill, one envelope or one email, and one easy payment. That's real convenience. And it's a smart move for taxpayers. If the city mailed out its own bills, it would cost more in postage, printing, and payment processing. So by working together, GEUS and the City of Greenville save you money and pass that savings on to you. It's also important to know who makes the decisions. GEUS's locally appointed Board of Directors oversees electricity, streaming TV, and internet services. The Greenville City Council makes decisions about water, sewer, and trash. If you have questions or feedback, you can talk to someone right here in Greenville. Your friends and neighbors making those decisions.
Wow. And we're back here at T.A. Cotton Ford Stadium after that Greenville score on the pass play from Freeman to Jaco. And you talked to Jeff Jaco, Hutt's dad?
Yeah, I ran downstairs, got me a Powerade, used the restroom, and as I was headed back up here, I ran into him. And I've known the Jaco family my whole entire life, but got to talk to him a little bit, and they'd enjoyed watching Hutt play so far, and I have no doubt you're right. They were definitely enjoying that play.
There's a short kickoff. It's taken at the 37-yard line by number 12 for Terrell. That's Gray Smith. Might have stepped out of bounds right about the, we'll see where they spot it.
So talking about underclassmen earlier, I did some math while we were on that break, and Greenville has 41 guys, sophomore through junior, on the roster. 19 sophomores, 3 freshmen, and 19 juniors.
And there lies the reason for the dissolution of the JV team early in the season, which is really it's an unusual situation in 5A football, but that'll just give you folks an idea of how much the injury bug has affected a short roster to begin with.
Yeah, no, for sure.
All right, Terrell has first down at their own 39-yard line. Up the middle, untouched, goes the running back, and he's finally pushed out of bounds. That's Aguilera on the tackle, and that's that number 9?
I believe so.
Brian White Jr.?
Yes.
White's seen quite a bit of action at the running back spot. It'll be interesting to see how many yards rushing these guys had. They had short fields in the first half, but they've had some long runs here in the second half. That'll be a first down for Terrell, knocking on the door once again. They're at the 35-yard line of Greenville. 5:09 in the clock running here in this one. 68-21, Terrell leads. Terrell with 2 games remaining after this one. Try to wrap up the district. They'll play Crandall next week and Poteet, final game of the season. There's a handoff to Hooper, and Hooper is breaking tackles, and he's inside the 30.
Yeah, broke several tackles there, but was eventually taken down by Armstrong, Teeters, and Aguilera. After a solid pickup, they're going to bring up 2nd and 4 here.
You know, we talked about them using 6 running backs. I think they've used more like 8 or 10.
Yeah, they definitely have. We'll see if I can kind of get a rough number on that.
And Hooper, as we said, is just one of the freshmen on this roster down there, and they've got a couple running backs that are sophomores. We haven't seen Antoine Thomas yet, but he'll probably get in the game before it's over with. Handoff once again, breaks a tackle, breaks outside, got some room, down to the 10, the 5, slips a tackle, and into the end zone for a touchdown. Goes Caden Valentine, or was that?
It was Brian White Jr.
White again. Folks, I apologize. My eyes are just not what they used to be, and the 8 looked like a 9 there.
Well, I don't have an exact number, but I count at least 8 different running backs tonight. At least. Probably more than that.
Pretty impressive. And Terrell's lining up with Juan Abundis. And there's a high snap, so Abundis just lays down on it. So the score remains 74-21. And this is the highest number of points that the Lions have given up this season.
Yeah, for sure.
Guys up front for Terrell really do an excellent job of opening holes. And but boy, those running backs are all quick. And they can pick them up and lay them down.
Well, they're all quick and they're all elusive too. I mean, they the line does a good job of blowing them a hole, but then they're real good at being shifty and getting out of the grasp of the linebackers or never letting the linebackers get a hold of them in the first place. And then once they get through them, it's a foot race between them and the secondary, and they're fast.
Yeah.
So
well, you'd like to be a running back for Terrell, because how many occasions tonight has a running back broken through the line of scrimmage and seen nothing but green between him and the goal line?
Yeah, well, if I played for Terrell and I was on the offense, I don't know that I'd want to play any other position, because you might not ever touch the ball. That or offensive line would really be the only times you feel like you might be in on the play, unless you're blocking as a receiver. But I think those guys want to catch.
Yeah. It's like Dunn and Bailey will be in deep for the Lions, as Bailey's in Williams' spot. So we'll see what DeKebrian's injury is before next game.
I think I see him down there at the 35-yard line, now walking towards the 30 with no jersey on.
And here's Abundis' kick. It's taken, fair caught. Might be Jaco over there.
Yeah, number 20. Some updated scores for you. Corsicana currently leads Kaufman 21-17 in the fourth quarter. Final in Midlothian was 52-20 Midlothian, and Ennis beat Crandall 42-35.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Wow.
Grand Saline leads Lone Oak 41-13, and Caddo Mills beat Bonham 51-0.
Some pretty good teams around the area are probably going to make the playoffs, and maybe we'll see them play here at this stadium before it's all over with. Here comes Montana McEwen. He breaks a tackle at the 30, and he's still going.
Knee must have hit the ground when he went down there and got touched.
Good effort by McEwen to keep it going, but he's come up lame, hopping to the bench. Trainer's looking at his leg. He's had a really good night. Takes his helmet off, so maybe Montana's night. Maybe a cramp. And if it is, that's the second time he's going down with a cramp tonight. Handoff this time, probably Teeters in there. And he breaks, and that's not Teeters, that's number 25 for Greenville.
That's number 25, Ezekiel McPhail, a sophomore, who I think might have just gotten his first touch on varsity. And there is an injured Terrell player down on the field. I believe, could be wrong, but I believe that's number 34, Mark Martinez, a junior defensive end for Terrell. It looks like it may just be a cramp, though, as looks like they're trying to stretch him out a little bit.
Well, that's a nice run by McPhail. First down pickup, and walking off under his own power is the Terrell defender. Yeah, that's definitely a cramp in his calf. Ezekiel McPhail, yet another sophomore, probably up from the JV. Probably for the first time tonight.
Yeah, probably. Two receivers split out to the right now, one to the left. Freeman looking to the sideline.
Kai McEwing in at the H-back. McPhail shifts to the right, now back to the left of Freeman. Gets the handoff. Up the middle he goes. Trying to push the pile. We'll call it a pickup of 5 yards.
Gonna bring up 2nd and 5 for Greenville here from the 50. 2:32 left on the clock.
The sophomore-laden offense of the Greenville Lions with a 2nd and 5 right at midfield. Handoff to McPhail, a little bit of a mix-up, but McPhail's still going. Bounces off a tackler, and he's rolls inside the 35-yard line of Terrell for a 20-yard pickup or more.
Yeah, good run there, and way to finish flipping the field for Greenville as we bring up 1st and 10 from the 34-yard line.
And there's a stoppage of play.
It'll take us to our 2-minute warning here, and we're going to take a short break with them. We'll be back after this word from GEUS.
Hometown internet service and support that fits your budget. GEUS has you covered. Choose from 3 amazing packages. Need basic browsing? Try GEUS 50. Streaming and gaming more your style? GEUS 320 delivers. For the ultimate experience, try GEUS 500 and keep the whole family connected. Whether you're streaming your favorite shows or competing online, GEUS Internet keeps you connected. Visit GEUS.org or call 903-457-2800 to find the perfect plan for you today.
Back here at TA Cotton Ford Stadium, let's talk for a minute about our production. Derek Price leads the, is it the Lens? And he's done an excellent job, and he's getting William an opportunity to handle things here. And William's, performing kind of like the sophomores are down on the field. So good for you, William. Have at it, man. 1:58 remaining, clock running. Freeman looking downfield. He has a man, and off the fingertips, nice defensive play there by the Tigers.
Yeah, and that one was a really, really well-placed ball, but unfortunately coverage was just a little bit better than what Dunn could handle. So that'll bring up 2nd and 10 for the Lions. Minute 49 left on the clock. Clock is not running.
We've gotten lots of compliments on our production, and that's to the credit of Derek Price and his team. Cameramen Josh and Talon tonight. And William, I think, was on the camera earlier. And there's one other person whose name escapes me. But here goes a run by McPhail. And negative yardage, I think, that time.
Bring up 3rd and 10 here for the Lions.
Kind of interesting that we didn't have a running clock here in the second half at all with the difference in the score.
Yeah, that is interesting. I kind of would have expected it to go the other way.
That clock stopped there when McPhail was pushed out of bounds. 3rd down, and we're back at the original line of scrimmage. McPhail gets the handoff again, and 3 white shirts are just all around him, and another loss of 2. It'll be about 4th and 12.
Yeah, several Tigers on the play with being led by number 85, Amarian Skinner, a sophomore defensive end.
The Terrell guys, probably, as you said, there's probably some reserves in there. Those guys are pretty fresh. The guys up front for us been playing the whole game, and here's Freeman. He's looking deep. He has a man, and it's Bailey, and it's going to be a Greenville touchdown.
Yeah, there you go. Gets in for 6 as that brings us to 74 to 27. As that was a perfectly thrown pass by the sophomore quarterback to the sophomore receiver.
Again, confidence builders for those 2 guys.
Yeah, he got good coverage there and was able to step up in the pocket and just deliver a really, like I said, really perfectly thrown pass. And that's great to see.
And here comes sophomore kicker Nehemiah Figueroa with a PAT. High snap handled by Brand. Kick is up and good, so Figueroa 4 for 4. That brings the score to 74-28 with 1:01 remaining.
Yeah.
A little positivity for the Lions there on that long pass to Bailey.
Yeah. Obviously, we all know it's not going to change the outcome of this game, but getting the motion of going through with those guys and getting even more experience does nothing but help them out for the future. And I think we may see, of course, we'll see more of Freeman for the rest of the season, but we might see some Freeman Rodriguez swapping out next season with the way he's been playing if they continue going like that.
Well, he's a pretty athletic.
For sure.
We talked about his scrambling ability. Rodriguez scrambles pretty good, but I think maybe Freeman's a little bit stronger, probably a little heavier than Phoenix, and able to withstand the punishment more than Phoenix. So, Rodriguez is the kind of kid you got to protect him because he's just not a very big guy.
Yeah, no, for sure. While we got another second here, I did get a final score a while ago on the Sunnyvale Ford game, and Sunnyvale did win 58-21.
Well, that's a tough one to swallow for Coach Todd Wallace. His team was rolling, but Sunnyvale's they're just a tough act. As is Terrell.
Yeah, they are for sure.
And apparently Caddo Mills.
Yeah.
Caddo's record stands at 6-3. I guess they'll be in second place in the district behind Sunnyvale and maybe tied with Ford.
Ford's 7-1 and Sunnyvale's 7-1, so maybe third.
Here's the kick by Figueroa. It's a short kick, taken at the 35-yard line, and brought down right there by McPhail. McPhail getting a little work on both sides of the ball. Did I call that number right?
I think so, yeah. So Terrell will be starting here at their own 35-yard line, 74-28 with 57 seconds left on the clock. Be interesting to see if we actually see them run any real plays here.
Well, they could take the victory formation, but they'll probably hand it off to one of their running backs. There goes Hooper. And Hooper just riding people past the line to gain. Hooper's had himself a pretty good night. He's probably pushing 100 yards.
Yeah, he probably is, and he might not be the only running back for them pushing 100 yards.
We have seen very little of Roderick Hambrick Jr. He played in the first quarter, and we haven't seen him since.
Yeah, he got a touchdown, maybe two in the first quarter, and after that I think they kind of said, we're good. We don't need it anymore.
Yeah, 25 seconds remaining. There's a handoff to Tucker this time, and LeBron Tucker is out for a 15-yard pickup.
And so a big run there by LeBron. 10 seconds left on the clock here. I don't think they're going to snap it again as they're going to head over to their sidelines.
Yeah, they're forming up at the 50-yard line to get in the handshaking line, and hopefully it'll be a cordial one tonight.
Yeah.
DeKebrian Williams is following Coach Collins. Coach Collins meeting with Coach Sedbury Jr. I don't see Marvin Sr. out there. Can you pick him up?
No, I can't.
I wonder if he's up here in the press box.
He could be. Yeah, he could be.
I think I see him maybe. Marvin Sedbury Sr., he's kind of a legend here in Greenville. I had the opportunity to call several games when his team was playing, and it was fun going to the playoffs, Texas Stadium and Cotton Bowl and other famous venues within the Dallas area. Bentley, you got anything of interest there from around the district?
No, not really. No more real updates. Of course, Kansas leading Kaufman now 28-17. Other than that, though, the other two games are all done for tonight. So that's really it around the district.
Well, last season down in Terrell, it was Terrell 56, Greenville 7. Tonight, here at TA Cotton Ford Stadium. The final, Terrell 74, Greenville 28. For Derek Price and William at the controls, for Archer O'Neill and Hall of Famer Bentley Love, I'm Bob Muty saying good night, everybody, and God bless you.
This video has been brought to you by GEUS. GEUS is your community-owned provider for electric, internet, cable TV, and true local programming.